7th of February. Welcome to 360. Thank God Mr. Johnson is with us. We probably wouldn't have done it if he wasn't with us. Kind of a little code we have. One can't make it, we don't have it. Mr. LaFar does not. We don't have the link. He's in multiple meetings, one after another after another. If he can break away, we will.
Guess who just got back today? Them wild-eyed boys that had been away haven't changed, had much to say. But man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was, where you could be found. Told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town, the boys are back in town. I said, the boys are back in town, the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town, the boys are back in town, the boys are back in town, the boys are back in town. You know that chick that used to dance a lot? Every night she'd be on the floor shaking what she'd got. Man, when I tell you she was cool, she was red hot. I mean, she was steaming. Spread the word around. Guess who's back in town? You spread the word around. Friday night they'll be dressed to kill down at Dino's Bar and Grill. The drink will flow and blood will spill. And if the boys wanna fight, you better let them. That jukebox in the corner blasting out my favorite song. The nights are getting warmer, it won't be long. Won't be long till summer comes. Now that the boys are here again. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town. The 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 boys are back in town. Spread the word around. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Boys are back.
My name's Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend. If you're rude, if you've been doubting or spying, we know who you are.
Woo! I thought that would be a nice little change from an Onpassive song. You know, sometimes you just need a break from the in it to win it stuff. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? Happy Friday to all of you. I just want to say, right before I came on here, I also uploaded a video about a pastor, an online pastor, named Eli Regalato. Please do check it out. It's over an hour long. I put a lot of work into the deep dive, so I would appreciate it if after this you could go and check that out. Today we're going to be reacting to the Let's O, the most recent one that was just done a couple days ago, in which they, of course, had Ash on. And a lot of you guys are calling it the attack of the Mohammeds. I agree. So I thought it would be fun if we watched that one today. And then Monday, we're going to catch up on Chris's hospital streams. And then hopefully Tuesday or Wednesday, we can start on the PNG question and answers. And then you guys had also mentioned you wanted me to bring up the O founder that flipped out. So I'm hoping next Friday we'll be able to do that. So stay tuned. We're going to be here for a while doing this. So this is their like 360 slash, it was like almost like Let's O. And so it was Red and Marty, and Chris Johnson has fallen and he couldn't get up. So he had to go to the hospital. I know I'm half joking, but he has actually been in the hospital for quite a while now. I do believe he got out on this day. He does say in the video that in a couple hours he's walking out of there. So I don't know if he's still in the hospital to this day. You'll find out on Monday. Right now, we would just like to have a little laugh because it's been quite a while, actually, since we have had Red, Marty, and Chris all together doing their 360 thing. Lately, it's just been Chris and Marty, or it's been Marty and Red every once in a while. But, Red went on vacay. Chris was doing the RV thing. And Marty's he hangs out in his chair. I don't think he leaves the house much. But, so this was kind of like a special stream, if you will. And I think that's why a lot of you guys asked me to react to it as soon as possible. And a lot of you send it to me. I had a lot of you guys comment about it to me. I was like, all right, you know what? We got nothing for Friday. Let's do this. So hello, Next Level. I'm glad you're here. Alp says the boys are back. They had to get a Muhammad booster pack for the O Connect relaunch. Yes, and that's the other thing, is that they do discuss the O Connect relaunch, which I am very, very interested in hearing about. So I hope everybody else is too. Hello, Devil's Advocate. Pig hand waving to you. Pig hand waving. And we have Thomas here. Good to see you. 5 Mohammeds. Is that anything like the 5 doctors? I mean, I guess it could be the tech version. Good to see you, Joe. I hope you're starting to feel better. Chris is here. I loved how Marty started off already making excuses and chastising those who keep asking when they'll get paid. And that's the thing. Everyone's asking. And I think they're allowed to ask. They were told they were going to get their first payments starting on January 16th. That was a date that was given. We are now on the 9th of February. So, I mean, if I was them, I would also be very upset and wanting to know. I also think it's strange how they act like that's a weird thing to be wondering if you're in this. Right now, that is the big question. When do I get my payment? I mean, I'm sure there's a couple people that are excited for the new version of O Connect, but let's be real. Most of the people in this thing right now that are O founders, they're just like, give me my fucking money that you promised and that you've been promising me that I would for sure get in December. I mean, technically they were supposed to get it by Christmas. How dare these people work their butts off and demand to get paid for it? I know. Blasphemy, I tell you. To Ash, it really is. And Marty does get very upset. It's like, why are you getting paid? Makes you wonder a little bit, doesn't it? We have Scam Chan. Negs Bumpy Johnson said, is Chris still in the hospital? I don't believe he is right now. I believe he did get out on the 8th. Was this yesterday or the day before? We'll figure that out in a second. Good to see you, Louisiana Swamp. Hello, everyone. Hello, Queen. What an awesome intro. I'm vibing so hard already. See, it's nice to have a change sometimes from the Onpassive songs. I figured you guys might appreciate that one a little better. Marty's looking like $1 million. He is looking a little better this week. He is, that he was the last time that we were reacting to him, where he looked very drained and almost angry. Anyone agree with Jean Oliva that Chris looks hot in his hospital gown? No, I don't. But, I mean, she can do her. She can do her. Chris is not at all hot, but all right. Hello, Jelly Snack. Good to see you. They really do call it that. I'm not joking. It's not a joking. Oh, Louisiana. Thank you for the $5. The Queen arrives and we are glad. Long live the Queen. It doesn't feel the same now that there is no Queen Elizabeth. See, my name's Elizabeth. So it used to be more funny, but now it's not as funny. They didn't get the memo about the journey. Probably not. But they are now. I mean, that's all that we're going on right now, as you guys are going to hear, is right now they're harping a lot about the journey, right? Because, again, people are like, well, where's my money? Why haven't I gotten my money you promised me for the last over a month straight now. Like, we're going on 2 months of this promise, you know? Because originally it was, you guys will have it by Christmas. You'll be able to buy Christmas presents with your kids. And that shit pissed me off because I just knew that wasn't going to happen. It was like, that's a little cruel to do to people, don't you think? And then it was the end of the year. And then it was, well, we're allocating the traffic the 16th of January. So that's when it will start. And it appears it still has not started. And something tells me that they're trying to say that we're going to have to wait for the new release of this O Connect before it starts. Violet is here. Good to see you. Money is not important. Anyone else getting the O socialism vibe? A little bit. Chris got out a couple hours ago, his brother says. So I guess it was today then. That's too bad. I think he was hoping to get out the day of this stream. But I'm glad he's out now. We didn't like Chris being in the hospital. But do you know what, though? The one thing about this scam that I do have to say is it does bother me that Chris, while in the hospital, still had to show up. He still had to show up. You know, it was kind of like, this is the MLM thing where they say that you get your time freedom and all this along with your financial freedom. You got the time to do anything. You're working from home. You can go on vacation. Then you can work from a vacation. It's like, who the fuck wants to do that? And then it's like you end up in the hospital. And they use it as a flex almost. Like, I can work from my hospital bed. And it's like, no, you shouldn't have to be on a webinar when you're literally have an oxygen mask on and you're in the hospital. When I see you on a webinar, I'm going, oh my God, why are you here? Go and get better. Go rest. Go sleep. What are you doing? But it just goes to show that that's how obligated they feel. There's like this big sense of obligation here. They're obligated to the scam. They're obligated to Ash. So it's like, even when Chris Johnson is literally in the hospital receiving oxygen, he's still like showing up for webinars and on camera. And it's a little bit like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. Why did he stay in the hospital so long? Usually they send you home even if you feel utterly miserable, right? In the US too, you guys have it a little bit different there, where I hear that they'll send you home if you cannot pay. Hello, Mark. Good to see you. Mark says, looking after a 1-year-old granddaughter and she is running away from me, so I won't be typing too much. That's okay. You go have fun. You go do that. That's a lot more fun than my stream, I promise. Yeah, I believe that Chris ended up having some kind of lung issues, breathing issues. And you'll see, he shows a little bit of it on this stream here. And so I believe that it started off as a fall, turned into something else, and he ended up in there for longer. Right? I hope he has good insurance and that, because yeah, he wasn't close to home. He's on a vacay, his RV vacation that he just kind of took without planning. He just went and got the RV and then left. There was no plans. And this is why you need to get travel insurance and plan your trips. Even here in Canada, we have to get travel insurance when we leave Canada. And we're traveling to another country, you have to get insurance because your shit doesn't cover you there. I'm assuming that traveling around the States would be very, very similar to that, since you guys need to pay for it in every state. So I hope that that was all worked out for him and that he's not going to also end up with some big ass medical bill. Because although this was allegedly an Onpassive trip, and although some of us believe that Ash may be helping to fund some of it, I don't think Ash is funding that. So that just sucks. That just sucks. Chris will always engage, right? And it just goes to show how much of a hold this thing has on people. But especially like him. right? I mean, just the fact that you're in the hospital and you're still showing up. Like, I gotta tell you guys, if I end up sick in the hospital, I just disappear for a few days and then I come back like, hey guys, sorry I was gone. Like, it just recently happened. So, like, I'm not coming on here. I'm getting better first, okay? I'm not going through all that. You won't see me until I'm out of there, all right? Insurance is good in every state, but every kind of insurance has deductibles, so he'll be paying somebody. And that sucks. That sucks. You know? I hate that. Covered up to $1 million, so I can definitely stay up to 5 days in a U.S. Yes. Yeah, and that's happened to me before. I think we were in Europe, though, not in the U.S. So I don't know if it was the same. But I ended up very, very ill as a child when we were traveling. And so just ever since childhood, I've just learned you get travel insurance for that kind of thing. That's very, very important. Even if you're just traveling from state to state, I would suggest looking into that. Especially in the US, where you guys have to pay for it, because you never know what's going to be different. It's just a good idea. I just hope that Chris isn't stuck with some big ass bill, because that would just, that would suck. I don't want anything bad to happen to anyone in this thing except Ash. I have to admit, if he ended up in the hospital, I might not fucking care, okay? I might not. But everyone else in this, I really do not want anything bad to happen to them. For the sake of YouTube, I only want bad things to happen to Ash in Minecraft. But, you know, you don't like to see it. You don't like to see it. I really hate the fact that Robin Noble has found out that she has stage 4 cancer. That's awful. I really, really hope that she also is going to be okay. So, you know, there's some stuff going on. There's some stuff going on. Chris got mad at me the other day because I was commenting on Julie and Mike's webinar. He told me to quit bothering his family. His brother says. I'm sorry, that's kind of a fucking shitty slap to the face. It's too bad. It's too bad to see the hold that this thing has. See, that's why these things are dangerous and not good. Like, sometimes I have people come over here and they're like, why can't you just leave the people that do these MLM schemes alone and just, like, go covers, like, what you do with your day or vlog or something? Why are you being so mean to them? And I'm like, I don't think you actually understand, like, what they do to people in order to come write that comment to me. Okay? Like, they destroy families. Okay? I have a problem with that. I'm sorry. It upsets me. I always tell people, do not let anything replace your family. If anyone's telling you not to talk to your family members or your close friends or anything like that, red flag right away. Get as far away from it as you can. But things like this, they're sneaky. They kind of sneak their way in. And if you're not actively looking for the signs of them doing it, sometimes it can really fucking fuck with you. You know? I know, Albs. Okay? I know. They know better. They should do better. But that's the thing. I would rather see them learn and then go do better than just be like, fuck these scammers. Like maybe some other creators do, you know? That's just me, though. That's just me. I'll meme the fuck out of them, though. We'll make funny songs. We'll have a good time. But to me, anyone underneath Ash in this is still a victim to some extent. Even if they are choosing to be one, which is kind of always the argument when it comes to like Marty, Mike, etc. is they're like, well, they were friends with Ash and they really, really chose to be in this thing. So how are they really a victim? They're still kind of a victim of his. Because he's definitely not creating this thing with their best interest in mind either. Right? Like, so their belief in him and shit, it's still off. It's a hard one. It's a hard one. you know, Robin had a recent rant that was creepy. I believe it. Unfortunately, she'll probably also still go hard while she's fighting her cancer. And that's what I mean, though. It's like, what are you doing here? Like, go spend time with your family. Get out of this culty thing that expects you to be on webinars for 10 hours out of your day and then hanging out with people for the rest of the time, ignoring the actual people in your life. Get away from it. Go spend time with your family. Go get treatments. Go rest. You know, you shouldn't even be caring about who's buying stuff here or who's saying what over here. You really shouldn't be. You know? So let's hear what these guys have to say. I do believe that they I do believe that they tried to make it sound like Ash was a special guest again, which we always love. Cause I mean, is he? Is he? Marty said on one of his lives that he knew Ash in GDI. I think he kind of let it slip because it seems like the whole meeting, Ash and being in awe of what he was trying to do was part of the mythos. We kind of already knew that. Marty, Mike Ellis, and a couple others, I believe Dan Street was in GDI as well. We kind of already caught that they were all in GDI together. So we do think that Marty and the handful of people at the top of this that you see doing the webinars often, that, you know, they came into this with Ash at the very beginning. They knew Ash from GDI. He was known as one of the people that signed up the most people in that company. Okay, he recruited the most people in that company. Ash did. So then, of course, they would have known him from that as well. Well, it's not too weird to think that with that reputation over there, that he used that and said to them, hey, come with me, we'll make our own, and then you guys can be at the top of it. Because, right, he had Ash Max kind of start and fail, so he would have learned a few things during that. And then that's kind of how we got Onpassive. I'm just glad that he did actually finally say it, though, because, yeah, we sort of already figured that. Sorry, but these people are all misfits. They get attention, and that is what they need in their life, I guess. When they're still not receiving money by next year, let's see how they feel then. See, and that's the thing, is that it's this false obligation, this false sense of importance that they're given. Like, Chris really does feel like he's very important to Onpassive. He's very important to people's success. It's up to him to run Obless, which is their, like, crowdfunding thing. So he's kind of tricked himself into believing that he's like the savior of this thing. Right? He's the humanitarian dude. He's the one that's here going to help run Obless and save the world. And it's given him like this false purpose. And once you have a false purpose in something like that, as we kind of talked about in our Is This Thing a Cult of Personality stream, until that person can replace that purpose with a different purpose, or they can find a different way to go about doing the same thing that kind of gives them whatever Onpassive is giving them, unfortunately, it gives them a purpose. So it's almost like you have to find something to replace that with. That's more healthy. That's not like a scammy cult. But even then, he has to be the one that wants to do it. He has to be the one that gets passionate about that instead. It might not be until at least next year when they're not getting paid for over a year. And then we all hope that they would maybe get some critical thinking skills, some logic jumps in their head, and they go, maybe I'll never get paid and I should leave. Still might not happen, though.
To February, welcome to 360. Thank God Mr. Johnson is with us. We probably wouldn't have done it if he wasn't with us. Kind of a little code we have. One can't make it. We don't have it. Mr. Before
that was weird to me because they had just done like a whole week of streams without Red, where it was just like Marty and Chris the whole time. Like, we just reacted to a few of those in a row, right? So I'm like, that's weird for Red. Like, way to make Red feel like a third wheel, you know? Like, me and Chris, we don't ever go live unless both of us can. But, you know, if Red's on the boat doing something and he can't show up, it's okay. We go live without him. Fuck Red.
Does know he does have the link. He's in multiple meetings, one after another after another. If he can break away, he will. If he has anything to say, he could probably send it to one of us. I'll go ahead and get started. I was looking.
You know what you're thinking? You're thinking, Jesus Christ, Queen, this sounds exactly like the last one we watched. I know. They're doing it again. Where they're pretending like Ash is like real busy in meetings right now. And like he might pop in. So I'm excited. I've browsed through this a bit, but I haven't watched the whole thing. And I on purpose have not watched like when Ash comes on and they're like, oh look, Ash is here, to see how that plays out. Because I'm very curious how it's going to play out. Is it going to be like the last time where we can tell that this like him showing up was obviously planned, but they're like pretending like it's not planned and it might not happen? Or are they going to go with something else? Because like last time, he brought the whole meeting to it. And he was like, oh, we just popped in. It was weird. But it was like, we know you guys planned this, okay?
A couple things, listening to people. I tried to do a live or 360 off of what we hear when I talk to
and
these
that's
gentlemen.
the other thing. When Chris was in the hospital, Marty did do a couple of them himself, where he came out and told everybody to pray for Chris. We're going to be watching those on Monday for MLM Monday. So again, you don't go live unless you and Chris are both there.
Other people and response from founders. And there's some concern from people over stuff that I feel is just unnecessary. And I wish that people would not put any anxiety in this company part of it. We have enough things in life, obviously, that we have enough to worry about. All of the Onpassive part.
See, it's funny because, again, it's the company's fault that people are stressing, right? Like, you're not paying them when you said you would pay them. If you really don't want to cause them stress, tell Ash to pay them. Like, you know, it's like they created this issue, and then he tries to make it sound like other people are just randomly anxious, and who knows why. It's so bizarre. Everyone's just adding extra anxiety to this when they don't have to. It's so weird.
Of this, from the trying to get things together, working on stuff, the linking stuff together, working with governments and language and currency and paying and bonuses. That's all being done. The best thing.
But again, should have been all sorted out. You had 5 years. Okay, it's not like this thing hasn't been going for like 5 years, where Ash knew he was going to have to like eventually pay you. All of this shit should have been sorted out. The merchant problems were unnecessary. Should have never happened. Like, it's Ash's fault because he never properly planned this. So he's doing everything like last minute and like learning as he goes. And you can't do that when it comes to opening up a company like this.
I could think of, and I was thinking about this, was talking with Chris and Red, is we're all at the table. We're all being dealt the cards. We were told in the beginning that when we enter this Onpassive dream team, that Mr. Mufara came on and said more than a year ago, maybe 2-3 years now, I want you to dream, but I want you to dream bigger. We all have dreams, right? When you're a little kid, you grow up, everything kind of diminishes because life says, Marty, you're not getting that. And you're probably
like, oh, that sounded personal. And then he made it personal all on his own.
not going to get that. And you may not get that. But non-passive, he said that. And the power of that statement would have been big enough if he said it to 10 people. Because to help 10 people live their dream or dream bigger is massive. He said it in front of everyone, if you were there, recorded it, dream bigger, because he knew while he and his staff were building this massive, massive foundation, what it would lead to. It goes back to the recipe of success. There's recipes of success. Now, is this a different breed, a different animal? Absolutely.
I was going to say, it has to be. Because usually the recipe for success when it comes to starting a business is things like plan your business, plan what you're going to do, actually plan it out, have a team that helps. Have real lawyers. Don't tell people you hired a judge,
It's something we've never seen. It's not an AKC dog. It's not a thoroughbred horse. It is just different than anything we could imagine. But we need to stop worrying about things that we have no control over. And one thing is, would you really want to have the control? Do you want to wake up every day and get arrows thrown at you nonstop until you fall back asleep? And when you get up tomorrow, it's
Chris is like flirting with the nurses instead.
going to be the same. So they're doing it. They know. Why do they focus? They focus on where we're going, not the mess that is daily.
But that's a problem. And see, if you had planned all of this in advance and already had worked out like the payment plan, the merchant, the commission plan, had an actual business plan for this thing, and Ash actually did everything like properly, then he would have a tech team that could do both, because you have to do both. You can't just constantly be planning for the future, and then when things fuck up and mess up, ignore that stuff and be like, but we're planning for the future. You know what? 2 years ago, Marty, I remember sitting on live streams with the recovering Hunbot, and we literally sat there telling you this. Like, we were like, you guys have to plan this stuff. You have to actually have a business plan to put into place. You can't be doing this as you go. And you have to ensure that when you have a tech team, that they're not just making the new product that's coming up. You have to do maintenance, right? Updates. You have to keep up with like everyone contacting the tech help. You have to have like a team that can do that. Like, there's a lot that goes into that. And you didn't plan any of it. You don't have enough of a tech team to do what you need to do in this thing. And it just sounds so stupid to hear you sit there and go, oh, just keep having a big dream. Yeah, sure, things fuck up, but we don't pay attention to that. We're too busy redoing O-Connect right now. So we don't have enough to figure out why the payments aren't being processed. It's like, are you kidding me? And again, you want to have 50 products going, okay? So your tech team really is not going to be able to sleep. If it can't even run with what you have going on right now, why do you think in another year or two, there'll be 50 products going and everything's going to be running smoothly? You can't even do that with like 4. Fuck, I'll give you 5 with the OES, and you still can't do it. So I don't understand, like, how that keeps happening just over and over again. Like, that's the main issue, is that there was no planning gone into this at all. So, like, most of the steps taken to run a business have not been taken. It's just ridiculous. I'm like, get it together. You've had 5 years. This is why people are getting mad at you. They're like, we don't care. You had 5 years to figure that shit out. Why haven't you figured it out yet? Why are you telling us we're getting paid by Christmas, then we're getting paid by January, now we're in February, and you're getting mad at us because we're like, where's my money? And you're like, I'm sorry, we can't work on that right now because we're just thinking of the future. We only have enough manpower to think of the future. And it's like, no, that's not a good enough excuse.
It will pass. He knows what the outcome will be. And I believe all of us, if you look at it a simple way, like me being a simple,
like, keep it a secret, Marty. No one needs to know whatever your secret of success is.
Simple guy, as we're sitting at the table and he's dealing out the cards. And we were given the cards. Now we're told dream bigger, so it better be a pretty good hand. The problem is a couple cards were dealt out to all of us, and we look at it and go, well, that's not a great hand. You got 2 cards, you got 3 more coming, okay? So how can you judge that? Just wait and see what happens. Yes, a jack and a queen is nothing. It's not even a pair. But if you add ace, king, queen, jack, that's a royal flush. That hand can't be beat. And I believe everybody has that hand. Everybody's going to be dealt a hand like that. And then people say, well,
I'm
it's good
sorry,
for you,
Marty.
it's good for red, it's good for...
Marty, I am sorry. There's only 52 cards in the deck, and therefore it is humanly impossible for everyone sitting at the poker table to get dealt a royal flush. You want to talk cards with me? I know cards, baby. I came on here named after one. I'm all about the cards. But that's same. I can use that same thing to explain to you why it's impossible that everyone will win here. Because you cannot deal out a hand of cards at a table, at a poker table, and have everyone get a royal flush. It is impossible. Give me 6 decks and I still wouldn't be able to do it. You know? Hey, my husband sells those UG cards. But yeah, no, that's not how it works. And that's kind of the problem here, is that you can't deal everyone a great hand of cards like that. It's almost like you can't promise everyone success in this thing. Because you don't know all of their personal situations and what they would need to be successful. You know? That too. But you don't think of things like this. But that's going to be one fucking bad poker game if everyone's going to get a royal flush, all right? We got some people cheating. I think they have cards in their sleeves, is what's going on. If I'm at that poker table, I'm asking to speak to the head of the casino, like right away. I'm like, something's wrong here. What's going on? This is not poker. You don't even have a good poker face, so I would try again, Marty. Because, again, this is not a good enough excuse or a good enough reason to tell people that they shouldn't be wondering where their funds are.
For somebody else, it's good. You're an ex-marketer. You know this. Listen to me. I'm here, and I know Red's here. Red did stuff online. Chris, thank God he didn't do anything online, really, because he didn't go through that journey. No, really, I think he was blessed to see this is his first one. But all that time, towards the end, I thought, my first goal was I'm coming in. I got to check and see if it is what it is. I wanted to meet the person that's running it best I could. I did. And I wanted to see, can everyone win? Now, I heard it.
Marty, you knew Ash before. Why are you here? Like, we know that. Just stop it. I wanted to meet the man that ran the scam. Like, he was your friend at GDI. We established this like 3 years ago. Marty, stop.
But did I believe it? I didn't know yet. But as time went on, all of the things that I had in my mind that, is it going to? Is this what I think it is? Is it as good as I think, or is it better? All the categories I just mentioned are beyond what I thought it would be.
Well, you had some low expectations then, my friend. You must have been like, at the ground. Okay, your expectations were at the center of the fucking earth. I have to dig my way to China to see them then. If this is what you're happy with.
I'm here is yes, wanted to make money. Obviously, wound up on disability at 42 years old. Okay, now you got to live on 40 or 50% less than you did. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to throw 4 grandchildren in on top of it. Okay, so that's reality. That's what happened. But when I saw this, I thought, man, if this is just 10% of what I think it would be, I'm going to be fine. But right away, because I've done this so long, what about everyone else? And when I see the building of this, and I meet all the people I've met in the extended family of people that they might be a doctor, they might be a lawyer, they might be a teacher, they might be a homemaker, single, working double jobs. Most people work in a business they don't even like. Can they make it? Is it set up for them? And the answer is, this is not my opinion. The answer is absolutely it is.
Oh my God, isn't Marty just such a wonderful person? He's not here for himself, guys. He's here for everyone else.
Absolutely, this is set up for everyone. Wait for the rest of your cards to be dealt. Be with somebody that's positive.
Okay, but
listen,
Marty, how many decks have to be dealt to me before I have my hand? Like, how long do people have to wait? Okay, because we're kind of at the point now, Marty, where you got to start taking your own head out of your ass and take a look around. Because this really does make you look stupid as fuck. When you're sitting here and you're talking like this, it's like, how many times can you promise people that you're going to pay them and not pay them? And then for you to sit there and then act like they're doing something wrong because they're wondering what's happening, it gets a little ridiculous. And it's like, some of these other people that are waiting to get paid, they've also been here since the beginning. See, you come at this from a privileged point of view in this thing. Because you're the guy at the top, right? So sure, it's easy for you to sit here and talk like that. But there's somebody else that's been here just as long as you, Marty. And they've been waiting for their payday just as long as you. Except they don't get the same attention from Ash or from anyone else. What about that person? Are you thinking of them? Like, are you? Because everyone else looks at this thing and we go, yeah, there's no way for that person to be successful. The only people that will be successful in this will be the Chris Johnsons, the Marty DeGarmos, the Red Redfords, and etc. So, like, I don't know if you actually are. Are you thinking about the Joe Smo who's not up on webinars every day with Ash? Who talks directly to Ash? Who's been in this thing since 2018 and they just want their fucking money that they've been promised for like 5 years? Because if you can think of that person and then still give this speech, you obviously have no empathy or understanding for where they're sitting at in this thing. In my opinion, you're not thinking about them at all.
We're on a journey, and this is the craziest thing about it is, while they're clearing the land, leveling out, pouring the concrete, adding everything, all the bells and whistles and marketing and branding, what are we really doing? What were we expected to do? Nothing. Have the faith, have the trust, and a few of us are with the biggest mouths wound up on YouTube.
Right, like, this is the worst dealer ever. We are literally sitting here waiting for one card. Every 5 years, we get one card. And I'm like, listen, the most I can have right now is 5 fucking cards. That's all I'm willing to do. So you better hurry up.
And stuff like that, where we try to inspire people to keep moving forward. That's it. And if I didn't like doing this, I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. Nobody here would do it. Nobody's forced to do anything. I do it because in my heart, I see pieces of the puzzle on the kitchen table, like we did as a kid. All the pieces are being put together, and
Do we not? Does nobody do puzzles at the kitchen table anymore? I still do that.
now I can see the picture of Onpassive. And there's some people around the
Wow.
table, they're not looking at the table, they're looking all over different ways. And I'm saying, are you seeing what we have? Well, what is it exactly? I don't know exactly, but look, we've got this and this and this.
See, like what CD just said. What about people in Papua New Guinea and India who took out loans 3 years ago because they were promised they would be rich in months and they were getting paid right away, real soon at that time, especially. But now the loan has come due and they don't have the money. Exactly. Like, he's not thinking of any of that. You know? Marty, you are not exactly doing nothing. You're probably working more hours than someone with a paying job, Violet says. Right? That's the thing. Is that, yeah. If you were to add up all the time that these people do, like their webinars and then anything else they're doing, they probably are working over 40 hours a week at this. And that's what I mean. Like, it does give you a purpose. I even remember when I left It Works in Sensi, and I was like hardly there. And I even had like a couple days where I in between, like right after them, where I'd be like, fuck, what do I do now? Like, I'm used to waking up every day and then I go and I do my personal development to sell my stuff on the internet. And then I have to work on my 5 posts and then reaching out to 100 people. Like, that fills up my day. I have nothing to do today now that I left that. To find a new purpose, right?
You got all the corners filled in, they're filling in the center. It's mind-blowing what we have our hands on. Take the time. If you really think about it and take the time and look at where we've been and what's been done so far.
Not much.
Nobody could pay you to leave. Never, ever, ever. So I want to tell everybody, focus on.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people could be paid to leave that thing. I'm just saying. If another scam came along and it was like, all right, I'm back. Sorry. My thing froze on me. And I had to take a minute and figure it out. I don't know why. Usually that happens at the 2-hour mark.
Where I walk.
All right, hold on. To find out where we are. They're still at him talking his shit.
I started. What am I paying a month? 22 cents? I mean, it's a joke.
I honestly don't know what happened. The whole thing just was like frozen all of a sudden. I was like, hello?
You to leave. Never, ever, ever. So I want to tell everybody, focus on what we know. Let them do all the heavy work, the loading, they're spending buku money. And every time, I want to mention this, every time there's a pothole, a little crack in the walkway, they patch it, they lift us over it, they pay the money if they got ripped off, they take care of all the damages. And in the meantime, they go, Marty, because we have this issue and it's an outside problem, we're going to give you a 30-day extension. The freak, that didn't cost me squat. So the next time they do it again, oh, and by the way, we're going to drop the price too. Well, no damage happened to me. That's okay. We want to make sure you're okay. And we don't want you to go without O Connect. So let's go back to when O Connect started. What am I paying a month? 22 cents? I mean, it's a joke.
Oh.
This is what this company has done.
What?
This is the blanket and umbrella that this company has built over all of us. If you just know that, you can rest assured it's only going to get better. And better is already a magical thing I cannot wrap my head around.
If you want to go with the whole, like, we're so at the bottom now that the only way to go is up from here, then yeah, maybe.
Because what I see and what people see that I'm talking to, it's a masterpiece we could have never done on our own. Never. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to, I don't care who goes next. Chris, you want to go next? Are you going to get kicked out?
Chris, let you go first, mate, because obviously you're struggling with your breathing and that, and in case you need to get going.
Really, I don't even know why he brought up 22 cents per month either. I'm like, that's not at all what you paid for it. It was $240 for 3 months, and they got it for an extra. What did it end up being? An extra 2 months at the end of it, wasn't it? Because, like, technically, right? They've had it for free now for, like, going on 2 months. I mean, right now, I don't think they had to pay for it again because it's still crashed. They have to re-release O Connect now. So technically it's been like 2 months of free O Connect after you paid for it, which still isn't great either, by the way. I know they're using it as like a incentive, but you've seen how it works. It works as good as my internet was just working. So I'm like, where did this 22 cents come from? Like, did you get an extra deal on this that we just don't know about? Because I believe it costs like a couple $100. I do know that they had like some kind of sale on it for a little bit. So maybe you could have paid like $100. I think, what was it, $99 or something the one time if you bought it. But no matter what, you're paying a lot more than 22 cents per month. Okay, I don't even know where the fuck that came from. It's just on passive math. It has to be, because I don't even know where that came from. I'm like, what do you mean 22 cents a month? It literally makes no sense at all.
No, they tried to come get me just now. I threw them out of the room.
It was my
You like that one? I said, you weren't supposed to come here till 4. I told you I had a meeting at 2. You see, I will put in passive in front of things. I'm good. Thank you, Red. Thank you, Marty, for being on.
Yeah, that's not good though, Chris. You shouldn't be putting on passive in front of things. The whole point of on passive is that it was supposed to make you a passive income, right? So you shouldn't have to put it above anything. The fact that you feel obligated to put it above anything in your life should be a red flag to you that this isn't what it claimed it would be. I'm just saying.
They just ripped this tube out of my chest, which was not pretty. It hurt like you would not believe. That's 3 times today that I let out a squeal that I didn't know I had in me, but it's out. I'm taped up. I'm patched up. When this meeting's over, I have to go get x-rays, second x-ray just to verify it. and then I will be jumping in a shower and trying to get rid of all this fur I've grown on my face. I want to thank you all for the encouragement, the prayers. You have no idea how much it helped me, but I also want to remind you that we have people right now. A lot of you might not even know that need prayers, and I want to say them real quick. Jane Redfern's mom definitely needs prayers. Robin Noble, stage 4 cancer, definitely needs prayers. Tim Johnson, you know Tim Johnson, the guy that made probably 100,000 photos for just about every founder that asked him. He's got some issues going on with his eye. He definitely needs prayers. Another Tim Dillon, who's in the hospital. He's having issues with his liver. He really needs prayers. All right. Take the prayers you were given.
They've also lost Dr. Modi or Marty. I don't know how to say his name. I'm sorry. It's Modi. You guys might know him because he did the tour of the Onpassive train station. Not the Burj Khalifa, but the train station. I don't know if you remember that. But he was one of the founders, and they just lost him. He has passed away. I do not like that.
Me and put them all on them. I'm home free now.
Yeah.
All I got to do is take a shower and walk out of here in a couple hours, which I'm looking forward to. Am I sore? Yep. Now, what Red was thinking, I got to do this tester to keep my lungs strong, and that's how I did it. You got to do it 10 times an hour, and then increases.
It really has, and like, not to be morbid or anything, but they've actually lost like 8 people while waiting for this thing. Like 8 people who have been founders have passed away, maybe more, while waiting for it.
By inhaling, you got to suck it in, and that's what I did. I followed directions to the T.
I mean, technically it is a prayer group. This whole thing is really just a bunch of people getting together and then dreaming, like they talked about at the beginning of this. I mean, they're not really doing anything else, and they just got products and the OES really working in 2022, like late 2022, fall. It was like, October, November-ish that they finally got that up, and people were having their login issues for a while. It was going on for a while. So really, the first few years of this was just a prayer group. They all just hung out together. It still kind of is, right? Not much has happened. I know they act like a lot has happened in the last several months. And for what this business is, I guess you could argue for them it has been a lot. Releasing 5 products in 2 years, I guess, is a big thing for Onpassive. When they were releasing nothing for the first 3, that seems like a lot. But when you compare it to any other technology company in existence, you'll notice it's actually very, very slow. Technology has generations, believe it or not. And usually a generation of technology at the most will be 4 or 5 months, tops. Okay? So this one product every 5 years thing is not going to work very well over here. It's just not.
Because I knew I wanted to get out of here. This does not stop my.
You are right, Steenie. Yes. No one toured the Verge. They just went there, claimed that they had gone in and seen it, and recorded themselves outside. But they did call it a tour of the Verge. And I know a lot of you guys remember that happening. I don't remember if we ever reacted to Dr. Modi's tour of the train station. Might not have, because when that was going on, I was streaming with the Recovering Hunbot over on her channel, and we were more concerned with the stuff Ash was saying. He was streaming and doing webinars every day at that time. So when the whole naming rights thing happened, we were still streaming all the time about what Ash was saying. So I don't know if I don't remember if we actually reacted to it or not. I don't believe we did because we were kind of like, do we need to show everybody what the station looks like? Most likely, because at that time, like I said, Ash was actually doing webinars for like 4 hours a day. And we were trying to like really listen to everything he was saying and promising people. The whole thing here is to hold him accountable. Since they won't hold him accountable, we'll hold him accountable. These guys, he makes a promise, he doesn't come up with it. They go, "Oh, it's okay, Ash. We'll just wait." Okay, and that's not okay. It's not okay. There's a problem with that. So our idea was when we started, we were like, we really just he needs somebody that's holding him accountable. Somebody that's saying, "Hey, you said you were going to do this by this time. We've reached the date now. It's not happening. Do it." But he did do a little tour. So if you do want to go and see who it is now, you can go and do that. I wouldn't feel right about reacting to it now.
Journey. I'm going to let y'all know this. In a lot of ways, I'm a lot like Ash Mafar. I don't stop because something happened. Okay. I set out 7 or 8 weeks ago, and I want to let everyone know I'm retired. I've been retired since I was 52 years old or 53. I can't remember. I'm 58 now. You all know my journey I went with my mom because that's when I started Onpassive. I went through journeys with my daughter, my health, again with my health, and it's not stopping me because I don't want to stop. I went out and bought a crazy RV and decided I'm going to go visit Founders and have.
But he bought it? Oh, I thought he just like rented it for his trip. He actually bought that thing? Well, he's not getting paid?
Fun all over the United States because I've been out of the country multiple times. I thought I'd like to check out all the United States, and that's what I'm going to continue on doing. Now, some people have sent me comments. What, are you crazy? You're sick. Listen, I'm not sick. I broke a couple ribs. My lung collapsed a little bit.
Okay, so that's what it was. He broke a couple of his ribs when he fell. It ended up collapsing his lung. And then, obviously, that will keep him in the hospital for a bit until they can get his lung back to its usual lung health. They won't let him out.
That's not sick. It's not a disease. I'm healing. People that have other things, they're sick, and they do need that. So, but it's not stopping me. I've got a few questions today.
Fell from what? I don't know. I just remember hearing Marty say that Chris fell and broke 2 ribs. I don't know what he fell from. We'll find out on Monday. We'll be watching all of that on Monday. But he did fall, broke some ribs, ended up puncturing the lung. And then, yeah, they're going to keep him there until he can breathe on his own properly again. It is crazy to like buy an RV for this. And this is what I mean. I'm kind of like, is Chris going through like a midlife crisis right now? Should we be more worried? Because it just seemed out of nowhere. He was just like, I'm going on a trip in an RV. And then he like had the RV and then he was like gone. And it was like, what the hell? He hadn't planned anything. He hadn't researched anything. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, though. I'd probably research it for like months before I go, but maybe that's just me. But it was very last minute and very unplanned. He never knows where he's going to like meet up with people. Like nothing was planned. And I'm kind of like, it's a big ass purchase to just go and make on a whim. And it's quite the trip to just go on the whim. Like, are you okay, Chris?
And to me, they're not relevant because I'm still going by what Farah told me to say last Wednesday about what's happening. I hold true to what he says until he changes it or tells us something different. And that's a really good thing. And I can see there's some
He was at a church bonfire on the beach and fell off the steps going to the beach. His brother says. So that's what happened. He fell on the beach steps. I feel like that maybe it was a sign. God was like, do not send your scam over here. We do not want it. And smited him down. His daughter got married and moved out, so he's finally got some money. Well, if he had to pay for that wedding, he doesn't have much money. I guess it depends, though. Collapsed lung is nothing. Bear Grylls, stuck in the wilderness, would have inserted in his own chest pipe with his penknife. We need all the survivalists to come and show Chris up. It's the best way to avoid the cops. Yeah. Chris has money and a pension. He does not need Onpassive. Yeah. See, and that's what I mean. For him, it's not about the money. For Marty, it's not about the money. For Red, it's not about the money. For the people underneath them that are depending on this money, it's more about the money. But see, these assholes, they're kind of in a privileged position when they come on here and they talk like that, right? It's like, okay, but you guys probably don't need the money here at Onpassive. And that's why they didn't really have a right to go into these third world countries where people actually do need money and tell people to get into this thing. It's like, yeah, it's fine for you lot that don't actually need the funds from this, and you can sit around and wait for 5 years for them to come. But you're signing up people who are not in the same position as you at all. And then it's like you don't care about them after. And you're like, why are you guys complaining? It's like, Jesus Christ. He doesn't check the weather to see he's driving into the biggest ice storm of the century. See, and that's what I mean. See, like, usually when you go on a road trip like that, especially like an RV trip like that, like across a whole country, like he's saying he wants to do, you plan and you look into all that stuff. You also look into like the best roads to take. He doesn't even have like the directions to where he's going most of the time. I'm like, he really did just go and buy an RV, get in it, and then start driving without thinking of anything else. He was like, I'm going on a trip. That's as far as he got. And then while he's driving, he goes, oh shit, how do I use this thing? Now I don't have heat and everything's breaking down. And then he goes, oh crap, I don't know directions or how to get anywhere. It's like you didn't even buy a GPS and you're going across all of the USA? Come on, dude. That's something you probably should have bought with the RV. I'm just saying, if you need directions. Did he have 100,000 liquid money? Did he get a loan? I don't know. If he can just get away from Ash, yeah, that's what we would really like him to do. See, that's the sad thing, is that someone like Chris probably could do a lot to help people in the world, but not with this, right? Imagine if he put that passion and energy to actually, like, I don't know, starting a soup kitchen in his area. He wants to help the homeless so much, right? Like, he could start that up. He could go and start volunteering at a food bank where he actually is direct contact with homeless people and helping people that need extra food and stuff like that. There's a million things he could do instead. It's just all his time's taken up here now. Anyone want to bet he gets lost and accidentally crosses the Mexican border? That'd be kind of funny, I have to say. It would serve him right.
Couple of guys
Sure got
popping
it,
on here now, which I'm totally blown away by. But we'll give him a minute. And I do want to do a big shout out for my brother Ash, my brother Muhammad, my brother Nizel, who actually sent me some encouraging words. Loved it.
Your brother is Mark. These other people are your fellow scammers.
With all my heart. I don't have an ink pen with enough ink to say thank you to everyone that sent out wonderful words to me of wisdom and prayers and everything else. I loved it. So I know I'm with a family that's protected from a lot of things. And a lot of the power of that protection comes from the world, the globe of people from every religion, race, color, creed, all coming together and believing in one thing, and then supporting their team members, their families, which is all of us. I consider every one of you my brother, my sister, a mother, a father, an uncle, an aunt. And I gotta say, this is the greatest thing I've ever done in my life. Have I had a few little ups and downs? I have, and that's just life, though. Ash Bafar goes through things. I got a
Oh
couple
my
broken ribs.
God.
I'm betting there's days.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, Ash Mufara, he goes through things. So if he could get through the things that he gets through, I could get through my hardships.
Where he said, "I wish I had those broken
Don't do
ribs for what he's got to go to." And Muhammad Kamal, what he's done, the hours these guys put in for us. I got a new.
What is Muhammad Kamal really doing? I know he's supposed to be like the CFO or some shit now. Okay? And he's allegedly the head of the tech team. But based on what I've seen from your technology, he's not doing much. I mean, come on.
I forgot about it. I've been retired for quite a while. And I'm going to give a shout out again to these nurses all over the world, and especially this hospital, who work ungodly hours. They get a 30-minute break each day, which they really don't get. They're true humanitarians because they love what they do. And I watch the stress when they first come in, and they come say goodbye to me at their 12 after the end of their 12-hour shift. I could see it in their face. It reminded me of me back in working days. So there was a reason that this injury happened to me, and I think it was before the hospital. I've had a different country in the room every day, people from all over the world, which is it was like I kept telling them, this is like Onpassive. What's Onpassive? I'd explain to them about Onpassive. I had a couple girls that would actually come on today. There was a tornado, some tornado drill. Oh, that hurts to laugh, but a tornado drill. I was on live with Marty, and I thought she was joking, and she threw the bed to the side. She closed my window. She goes, "You got to get in bed." And I'm like, and if you can see my table slowly getting taken away from me. And the girl was really fun. And I will say a joke, because she made me laugh so hard about a half hour ago. She would come by and she takes me for walks around the hospital to make sure my lungs are working. And of course, you guys know about the hospital gowns where the back end is wide open. Of course, everyone knows about this. So I'm walking out and she says, hold on, Chris. I got to close that back up because this ain't Freaky Friday's show today. What I thought was pretty funny. But what
thanks for sharing that with us, I guess.
What a spirit. But I told that young lady, you got a personality. And this is just a couple minutes of talking to her. You got a personality.
Poor thing was probably done. She was probably like, "Oh my God, get me out of here. I never want to have to go back into that room again." First, he shows me his whole ass, okay? And then he talks to me about the ass that keeps scamming him and asks me to join.
Guys would kill for. She's a beautiful lady. And this is the people that I will be bringing in to Onpassive in the next few weeks.
No, you won't.
Just because I love their spirit. I don't want to take nurses off the hospital floors because I know they're needed and they're very, very important. But man, I sure like to give a few of them some breaks. Maybe they don't have to work those 12 hours because they work crazy shifts. Listen, shorthanded every single day.
Oh God!
Since the coronavirus, constantly being shorthanded, people doing double the work.
Yes, Chris. And you sitting here saying that you're going to use that to try to manipulate them into thinking that this is a good idea. It's just not sitting right with me. I don't like it too much.
Double the work. And it's bringing an awareness why I'm in Onpassive. It's bringing an awareness why I got into Onpassive, because I don't want people to have to work that way. I think it's horrible.
Okay, so there's less nurses on the floor since COVID. So you think that to solve that problem, we should sign them up to Onpassive and take more of them off the floor and from the hospitals? I don't think that's going to help at all.
Most of these people are young, and they're maybe 25 to 30 years old, got kids, got family, and working 12 hours, a day, 5 days a week is not easy, especially with kids. So that's what Onpassive was designed for, helping people out, and that's what I believe is. So I do want to thank you all again. I don't want to keep talking. It's even though healthy for my lungs. Hopefully I'll be home tonight, or at least in my RV, and we'll go from there. So Red Redford, Marty DeGarmo, once again, it's always a pleasure to see you guys on here. And Red, back to you.
Thanks very much, Chris. Thank you, Marty. And I will be as quick as possible because...
Right, it's like, if they were in Onpassive, they wouldn't be there to be helping you. Like, I don't understand your logic. I think the nurses work too much. There's not enough nurses on the floor. They have to work overtime hours due to it. We should just get them to quit and join Onpassive instead. That'll help them. Like, what?
Obviously, you don't want to hear me rambling on with 7 days in Onpassive. You want to listen to our CEO and our COO, Ashma Farah and Mohammed Kamal. So I will be as quick as possible.
That's it.
But as always on 360, we do a roundup of the week and bring you back up to date with what has been going on in Onpassive lands. So let's go back to the 31st of January. That was a whole week ago.
Red, really?
And as Chris has said...
Oh my God, we have to hear about from the 31st of January all the way until today. Like, really? God. Why do you do this to us, Red?
He was in texting Ashma Farah and going through a few things which he brought on 360 last week. And all these information...
I mean, one on each side to hold up his lids,
that he brought is in your O-Founders back office under the update section. This was written extremely quickly last week by our fantastic quartet, Dan Street, Daryl Cook, Janet Butler and Peter Sarer. They are our resident recappers on the written side, and they brought it what was said yesterday, last week. But to just to reiterate, it was about payments coming to an end, the crypto staying for a couple more days, and also the start of
you guys
the
want
payments.
To skip it?
So all good news.
You want to skip through Red's little update?
Last Wednesday. Thursday, what happened on the 1st of February? Chris had a fall. That's what happened last Thursday. He might think it was 2 weeks ago, but it was actually only Thursday. We got to hear it. And
skip Red? All right. Skip Red we will. Because we do have Ash and Kamal have appeared. They are up there on the screen. They're the black squares. You can see their names, sort of. If you have good eyes. Which, oh my God. Now imagine when they have like 10,000. Because they want 10,000 people on the screen at a time. This is their goal. Okay, this is what they think will make OConnect amazing and better than everything else, right? And it's like, I already have trouble reading the names. So imagine when they have like 10,000 people on there all sharing the screen. You're not going to be able to see shit. But yes, they've appeared. And I would personally like to get to the part where they sort of start talking.
The directors in 2020, the market cap is now $5 billion. They were offered like $83 billion. And he said no. That CEO wound up being kicked out. I mean, it's just things.
I just don't need Red's like day by day play. You know what I mean? Like it's like we were here. We've gone through it with them. Most of us watch the streams, even when I'm not streaming them. You guys are out there watching the streams. I just don't need him to tell me what happened every single day since the end of January. I just don't. Listening to Red recap the week is similar to me reading stories to my granddaughter. Yeah, I just go on autopilot most of the time when he's talking. I find myself on autopilot. And then I'm like, shit, pay attention. You're on a stream.
In bass where people don't take the time to look at what's going on and the power of look at in this.
See, and that's the thing is that they don't have the bandwidth to handle that. Like nobody does. It would take quite a lot. And I don't know if it would work. Like at all. Like that's a lot of people to have sharing because then they're also all supposed to share their screens at the same time. Like, first of all, that just sounds like hell. And like I'm not gonna be able to actually pay attention and like watch that webinar. Because 10,000 people sharing their screens is they're just gonna be all little teeny tiny boxes. Like I'm not gonna be able to see anything or make out what the fuck is going on. I don't even know who asked for this. Nobody asked for this. They're just like, this is what our world needs. They need 10,000 little teeny tiny boxes on their screen, all sharing their screens during a work meeting. And I'm like, nobody asked for this. Like, it just sounds ridiculous. You doubt Marty knows what Marty Cap is? Probably not. He probably doesn't really know what it means. Because he's really only done like MLMs in his whole life, right? Flunked out of those. Red, please read to us how Onpassive does nothing week after week. We need the 5 Mohammeds.
Business. What do we really do? We do nothing. We just wait.
At least he said it.
Given.
Like, yeah, I know, exactly. You guys do fucking nothing. I'm glad you're figuring it out finally.
A O-Connect where we could go on video. We've had it practically for free for almost, I don't know, 9, 8, 10 months now. And yeah, we were charged a lot less than we were told that it would be 200 to 300. It was 143.
Hold that thought. Remember he said this. Because Ash is going to be talking about the prices of O-Connect. And we'll wait until you hear what he says.
Like I said, every time there was some kind of outside situation where it set us back, they took the hit, they took the punch, and they paid whatever it cost, lost whatever it was, but never, ever did they say, we're not taking this alone. We're going to feed this on to the people. They should pay part of this problem. Never, never. And no company does that, by the way. No company does that. Somehow they...
But no. What? No company makes its employees pay for its losses either. What are you talking about? This isn't like some special thing that Ash and Onpassive did. All right? If Ash and Onpassive fuck up in this company, they better not come to you guys for the money to replace that. Like, nobody does that. Everybody, like, when they're running their business, the CEO is in charge of paying for all that shit. If there's losses, they probably have insurance. I mean, Ash can't have insurance now, can he? No, because nothing's legit. So how the fuck is he going to do that? See the problem? That's part of the problem. Is when, like, the products aren't fully legit, nothing else can be either. And then we reach a situation that you're in right now. Like, what's happening here with this thing is exactly how it would go. Where merchants are like, I don't want to be attached to them. And you have a lawsuit by the SEC. Thing is that if Ash actually had real lawyers along the way, they would have been warning him about this.
They find a way to get you to pay for whatever issue they have.
Nobody does that.
If you look at right now.
Have you ever worked for a company in your life, Marty? Like, really, though? I've worked for several companies that sell things. All right? Basically, my whole life, when I wasn't doing social work, I was doing customer service sales. I love working in sales. I'm one of those weird fucking people that love it. And, like, I'm having a hard time because I'm, like, the only time, even, like, the couple cashier jobs that I had, like, the only time that I was anyone, not me personally, but anyone would have ever been made to pay for any loss is if you like personally fucked it up real bad. Like there was this one girl I was working cash with for years, and she kept being like really short on her till. Okay, like every time she was like $20 short. So they were like, well, she's probably stealing $20 from us every day. And it took them a little bit. They caught her. So then she was made to pay all that money back. Okay, but usually if you're like $5 off or something, they don't give a fuck. All right, like it has to be something that you're personally doing to steal from them in order for them to come after you for that. No company expects their other employees, and especially customers, which you technically also are here, to pay for their company losses. This isn't like a special thing that Ash is doing. Okay, that's just how businesses are. I don't know why you're trying to paint it like Ash is so amazing. Because when Onpassive loses money, he doesn't make the rest of you pay for it. Because technically, he kind of has. Because the only way to make money in this thing is if other money's coming in. So technically, it is you paying for it. But at the same time, no, he's not going to come to you and be like, you owe me money now because we lost out on money, blah, blah, blah. Nobody does.
These big social media
like, name one
platforms
company that does
are being forced to verify who people are. Why? Because they're a haven for low-life characters that go around seeking who they can devour. And now what do they got to do? They have to go out and try to verify who is this guy really? Because he's lying, he's taking over accounts and all that. But that bill, they're forking out to the people. And it's a lot. It's a lot to get verified. It's like $1,000 a year, some crazy number. Some are even more. What does Onpassive do? Of course, they do something bizarre. You're going to get in, they pay you to verify. Now, you don't pay any monthly thing, you do nothing, and you get verified. That's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. These little things are constant. I think sometimes the company offers us so much that we start to expect it. And you know, if it isn't quite what we think it is, then some people complain. I find that so outrageous for me.
I find this speech outrageous. I find this speech to be quite outrageous. Because you're using examples of normal things that the CEOs of companies do. But when Ash does it, it's supposed to be some like amazing humanitarian project. Because it's Ash. And I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it at all. I find it very, very weird and culty, and I don't like it. He's not special. Because he's not charging all of you for the losses that his company faces when he fucks it up. Because it is all his fuck ups, by the way. He has nobody else to blame in this thing other than himself for the awful planning and execution of this company. It is literally all on Ash. And also, that's not a special thing. That's also been used. Oh, well, Ash takes all the shit. Yeah, he's the CEO. He's the one that created and founded this thing. It was his idea. And then he's the one that's supposed to be putting it into motion here. So if he doesn't do it properly, he should be the one that takes responsibility for that. But over here, they act like he's doing something crazy amazing by being the one who takes that. And it's like, no, that's literally fucking what all the CEOs do. All right? That's what their job is as CEO. You want us to worship Ash and think he's amazing when he does what he's supposed to do, because he never does what he's supposed to do, right, Marty? So it does seem pretty actually amazing when it actually gets done, I guess, doesn't it? That's the only way this makes sense here. Or you're using that to manipulate everyone out here into thinking that Ash is way greater than he is. But I'm sorry, I'm calling you out. I see right through that shit. Like, congratulations, Ash, for doing what all the CEOs of companies do. Very good. Yeah, you are supposed to take responsibility when good job. That's what all the other CEOs of the world do. No other company makes their employees pay for their fuck-ups. I know, you're amazing because you do that too. You know, you take the blame for that too. Like, is that what you want? You want us to clap for him? Because he's doing his CEO duties? Like, that's ridiculous. Especially when he keeps fucking it up. Another thing that a CEO likes to do is make sure that his employees get paid. Because you don't get anything done in your business if everyone's pissed at you and they don't have their money. So if he actually was doing his job to the fullest extent, he would have ensured that that happened back in December when he promised it would. It came out of his mouth. He personally said, you will have your payments by Christmas. And then he even went further to tell people they'd be able to use it to buy their Christmas presents. And I puked in my mouth a lot. I had to swallow my puke down that day, Marty. Okay? It was not fun. I'm still pissed off about it. Because I was like, ew, don't say that. You know damn well you're not going to do that. That's a gross, disgusting thing to promise families in third world countries while you're sitting in your 2-story suburban fucking home. And you're sitting on $108 million that other people gave you, that you took your wife to the salon and spa with. That shit pisses me off. I go, no, you don't have a right to do that. That's fucked. And we're still here. We're still here. They still haven't gotten the payments. He hasn't done one thing he's supposed to do since I have been covering this. Not one. And then, like, when he does get it done, we're all like, oh my God, he actually did something. But again, it's never when he said it was gonna. It's never how great he says it's gonna be. So, like, literally nothing has turned out as he's promised. And the way that you're, like, framing this is like, we should all be so thankful for Mr. Ash Mufara. He decided he wanted to be the CEO of this company. And so he is. And he's doing his usual CEO duties. Isn't it amazing? We should all kiss his ass for it. It's like, no. No, tell him to pay the people. Then maybe I'll be a little bit happy.
That we could be in here. Look, what do we... The land is cleared, the concrete's poured, the buildings are put up, we're branded. We get to be the hero. Think about what's going on. The backing of this, the mall that was built for us. I'm going to own a virtual mall that is the biggest one in the world. I'm going to be part of that. When people come in my store, wherever it is, whatever they have to offer, I could get a small piece of the pie.
No, Lord, is that what we're doing now?
I wish I could, if people could just focus on what you have. Just focus on what you have. You don't have to know it all. 2% will blow your socks off. Anyway, I'm pretty much done because I'm rambling over the same thing again. Mr. Mufara is here. He's a busy man. So, Ash, it's all yours, sir. And hold.
All right. We're going to take a quick commercial break before we do that. Allegedly, they're doing something with an online mall. This is the first I'm hearing of that, so I'm rather excited. This should be good. We'll be back in a moment. I have to use the little girl's room. Today's video is brought to you by...
Do you have a berserker demon? You may think that's a strange question, but I've dealt with berserker demons. What's a berserker? The word describes ancient Nordic warriors who fought with uncontrollable rage. This is where we get the expression, he was so angry, he went berserk. In the days of Vikings, berserkers would enter a trance before battle to get supernatural strength. They fought with a frenzy. Sound like someone you know? As we say, they lose it. Explosive anger can come from frustration, feeling disrespected, trauma, mental and hormonal issues, and drugs, but uncontrollable rage can be demonic. As an exorcist, I've dealt with berserker demons. If you've got one, you'll need more than anger management therapy. You may need an exorcism of a berserker demon of anger. That's inhuman. I'm here to help at boblarson.org.
Whoa, looks like you got a bit of a tangle in your dangle. Did you know that more than 8 out of 10 hose owners die each year?
Not anymore.
Hey, turn me on and watch my hose get huge. My mom always told me I was a grower, not a shower, and boy was she right. And if you squeeze me in the right spot, all my raging fluids will come flying out of me, and instantly I'll retract to my small, natural, convenient size. Amazing! Oh, yep. Shout outs to all my flowers and growers out there. And just like a real snake, it can contract and expand like an accordion. You know, we really wanted to name it the Snake Hose, but that's the title of a gay porno. I mean, I've never seen it, but Lizard's close enough. This is my next door neighbor, Sharon. She didn't know I was filming her. She also didn't know I had my hose in my hand, too. If your hose weighs more than 15 pounds, I feel sorry for you. You see, women prefer light, dainty, petite hoses. You don't want to be walking around with a big honking nanner. Oh, Sharon. Whoa, watch the whoa, don't get it caught on the thing. Whoa. Hey, buddy, watch where you're going. You don't want to end up like that guy, still using a standard hose, not going anywhere, and he's fucking bald. Fuck! Look at my hose, people. Oh, yeah, it's growing fast, and it's not kinking up anytime soon. Now, I don't know who lives here, but it's time to wake up. Behold, the full length and girth of my hose and its full potential. Hey, can't you see I'm filming a commercial here, you fucking asshole? Wah! Take that, fuckboy! No one fucks with my hose! The Lizard hose is about $30. You get 25 feet. That's like, just a little bit more than $1 per foot. Now, fuck it, we'll give you 2. That's 50 feet. Get fucked. Come on, touch it.
Tiny Dinger Condoms, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand. Do you think women lie about being sexually assaulted? Do you use your community like a dating app but only date women in other countries but flirt with other women the entire time? Then leave that e-girlfriend for another woman with a My Little Pony fetish that ends up being a dude who's catfishing you for 6 years as a sexy woman? Do you then post lolly of bubbles in your Discord after making sexual cartoons involving minors and claim you are not a nunce? Do you think Onision is innocent? Then we have the brand for you. You won't need to make Sims characters out of your community members anymore and impregnate them in some weird fetish game, or date men who love My Little Pony and the Powerpuff Girls when you have Tiny Dinger Condoms. Heck, you won't even need to wank it to Faith Vickers and Ethan Ralph's porn anymore. Bet you'll soon make your own with that sexy woman or man, you know, the one who loves the Powerpuff Girls there. Just turn on the webcam and show that real live e-girl from OnlyFans, who I'm sure loves you just as much, that Tiny Dinger, and let her know that you use Tiny Dinger Condoms. The condoms that won't let your manliness hide when a man wants to come and do the anal slip and slide. Located at the CVS Pharmacy, Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, all of your local pharmacy brands, and hidden in your favorite streamer's nightstand, because don't worry, they're all the same. No more desperation with those condoms. Now, back to our video. Back to our video, where we're just about to hear what Ash has to say. Last Christmas, I gave you $1,000, but the very next day, you threw it away. This Christmas, you gotta connect, but it's just buffering, baby.
Hello, Mr. Kamal.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, the three of you, for allowing us to get in.
Yeah, I don't know about them all. This was the first I've heard about them all. I'm kind of like, is this one of those things that they bring up and then we never hear about it again? Because I'm expecting there to be like Bill Musk productions about this mall that don't exist.
We are so excited to see Chris Johnson. And I agree with you, Red. I like your recap. It was brief, but very informative. And I agree with you about the website. To me, is definitely a new level. It is really good.
The website is a new level? Is it? Is it really, though? I don't know. I don't know if it is. Let's take a quick little look. This website? This one? I hate it. It's ugly. I don't like it at all. It has highlighter colors on it. This is the one that you're proud of? Okay.
Love to keep this style.
But you can't, because you said you were going to change it twice a week. Remember? It was a big innovative thing that you were doing that made you so much better than all the other tech companies and MLMs?
What I want to say is there's so much going on in the social life, in our life, all of us, obviously. It will be so much to cover. I probably would leave that over maybe a different setting with maybe
We find out they're just partnering with Temu.
a more chatting area because we're live now, we're public. I think we want to be as effective, as informative, as productive
Are
as
you
possible.
though?
But one thing I want to say that facial hair is not for everyone.
Here's the thing is, for me, like, for this company to actually be live, right? Let's just talk about that for a minute. Because technically, we still haven't launched. Like, to me, for the company to actually launch, customers have to be involved. So a customer would then have the ability to come in and buy OConnect. They don't have that right now. The only people that can buy OConnect are like the other founders, right? So, like, technically, right now, it's just a group of O founders in Onpassive all buying OConnect. None of them are selling it. And until, like, you're making sales with customers, to me, you still haven't technically launched to the public. That's what that means. When you launch your company to the public, it means that the public, not just the O founders in it, but anyone could then come and buy products. I don't know if I would launch this to the public right now as it is, Ash.
All right. I hope things are moving there. For those who don't know, the Heartbreaker Man, he just made up something to be at that hospital. He just loved to be surrounded by the kind heart people.
Yeah, that tells me that wasn't all he was going to say there.
Mr. Nazdal or Murad just joined us, and Mr. Nazdal is coming. They are both in India. I'm joined also with our beloved Mr. Kamal. We have so much going on around the clock every day. We have so much we would love to share with you, but unfortunately, we can share so little to the public. And it's a bit of disappointment. It's just because of the past experiences. Sometimes keeping the information is far more effective than sharing it, and then it becomes more problematic. But I can tell you from our side, it is indeed a powerful moment. It is indeed.
I'm sure that they would like to, except rumor has it that the attic is about to be shut down.
We have so much to share with you, but I can maybe say it in a broad way without giving the details. So, for example, I'm going to touch up on a few things, and I'm going to let the gentlemen here to say their part, because we also have a meeting right after this. Actually, we paused something to come here because we just wanted to be with you. So I'm going to cover on the commissions process.
We're doing that again. Now we paused something to be here because he wanted to be with them. I mean, at least he's not going full out like they did the last time, because that was like embarrassing.
On the OConnect status, and Mr. Murad will touch up on that. We're going to cover also on some major progress in the AI. I think it's rather so far in 2024, the biggest phase that we've achieved, or milestone that we've achieved already in 2024. And Mr. Kamal will touch up on that.
I can't wait.
But let me go quickly. I think everybody's waiting for that. Payment or pay out commissions is already in the process. There are some
Fuck off.
steps we didn't wish to do, but unfortunately, we're not finding a way to bypass them, such as people are going to have to go through their email process,
Oh, fuck.
verify, and also get a KYC process. It's not O-Verify yet. So we didn't want to do that because we're going to double the process with O-Verify again. Unfortunately, in the meantime, so we don't slow this anymore until a couple of hopefully weeks where we are able to bypass
Oh,
that.
wow.
But in the next
So we're looking at least 2 more weeks, then, is what you're telling us.
week or two, we're going to have to go through this. And again, we have a certain, structure for those who get paid now. So everything is fine. You don't need to do anything except watching your email, O-mail and the alternative email every day, okay? Because you don't want to have us processing your pending withdrawal and you not respond or not verify that, and then it will sit there and it will mess up our calculation. Another thing I want to mention something about the commissions.
That's some bullshit, man.
Truthfully, one of the reasons we're not opening more products and not letting you pay again for OConnect, if you do the math,
Okay.
it's been nearly 10 months since April 2023, and we are in April and February, so nearly 10 months for those who paid either 93 or 143. If you do the math, it's almost a giveaway. Plus, the founding members previously and in the early birds, we call them, they got $97 returned, credited back to them.
See, so yeah, okay. This is kind of what I was saying earlier, is that there was a time when the O Connect, I thought it was $95. I guess it was $93. Forgive me. And so I'm kind of like, okay. So again, that was April 2023. Okay. Right? That he's saying that the O Connect was released and everyone paid for their accounts. And then they've been using it, quote unquote, for free, if you will, ever since. And that's supposed to sound like it's a big incentive. And the way that they're wording it here, and Ash especially is wording this, but these guys also join in, and they've said it already, is that this is like some bonus. Okay, like the people in this thing should be thankful to him that they've gotten this for 10 months. And then he brings up that they had the $97 given back to them. And I just want to bring up kind of around what CD's saying here. The $97 that was given back to them wasn't given back to them in US dollars. It was given to them, like Scam Chan saying, in a magic O coin credit. So they got 97 O coins in their account. As you guys know, you cannot turn those O coins into money. And if you guys watched my my affiliate agreement video on this, then you kind of went through the whole thing with me. If you watched the O wallet one, then you guys are aware there's 2 wallets, right? And basically one of the wallets you can withdraw from, the other one you cannot. And where this 97 O coin was paid back to them was in the wallet where they cannot withdraw. There is no way to transfer this money now into their withdraw wallet. So all they can do with it is now put it towards like Connect the next time, right? Which again hasn't even happened yet because it's just been stagnant. since April 2023. And now the shit's fucked right up. It's not working, and they're claiming they're going to do a second release of it. So they want everyone to feel like they got some big positive out of this. But here's the thing. The reason why they get it for 10 months is because it's fucked up. That's Ash's fault, along with the fault of the text. But it all goes back to Ash. He's the CEO. He's the founder. Everything in this company has been his idea. Okay? It's all him. So, like, this is his problem. Okay? Again, he didn't plan this O-Connect release properly. He hasn't planned this business properly. And therefore, due to that, every single product release is never planned properly. Like, nothing is planned here properly. So every time something gets released, there's a million things that go wrong, because that's what happens when you don't fucking plan for all this shit, right? So basically, it got fucked up because Ash fucked up. This isn't like a special extra thing that they're getting, like they're trying to make it sound like in this webinar. No, they got a mediocre product that they paid for. And while they were using it, it sucked. Ash realized he couldn't then continuously charge them for it. And so he had no other choice other than to just kind of extend the free trial until he fixed these issues, which he claims he's now done. And that's why there's going to be this new O-Connect release, right? It's going to be like the O-Connect 4.0 best version. We fixed everything. But it's like, you claimed that you had already done all that. We should have been here 10 months ago, right? When this thing gets released, it should be good to go. It should be a decent product. The fact it wasn't is no one else's fault but Ash's. Sure, other people had a hand in it, like the text, but they can only do what Ash lets them. And trust me when I tell you, he micromanages the fuck out of that office. Okay, they wouldn't be able to go ahead with anything technology-wise until Ash signed off on it, probably saw it, blah, blah, like you can imagine, right? So I'm not really going to put the blame on them. I'm putting it on Ash. It's his company. They're his products. It's his job to ensure that everything goes smoothly on their release. And since none of that happened, he did what, any other company would have done as well had it gone like this. It's just, I don't really have that many companies I can pull off from other than other scams. Like the index coin scam that I also covered today. Go check out that video after this stream, and you'll understand what I'm saying. Usually you plan this shit. So this isn't something that they should all be thankful for. This isn't something extra that they got. This was Ash fucked up, and then Ash had to try to make that right with all of them. So for it to now be used, almost being hung over their heads, is kind of bothering me. Because it's like, you got one nerve. If you had actually released this product working in perfect condition like you promised to them in April 2023, apparently by now, everything would be running smoothly. They'd have customers coming in and paying. The traffic would have been allocated. People would be able to take out payments and stuff. Also, same with this O-Verify bullshit. How long has he been talking about the KYC for? At least since I was streaming with the Recovering Hunbot all the time. I remember him going off telling people how to get around it, right? It's like you knew that all had to be done before people got paid. Okay? You know that there has to be some kind of KYC program that happens, and that people have to be real people, real identities in order to get paid because of fraud and blah, 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 blah. You should have known that. but you didn't take the proper steps to ensure that all of that shit was taken care of with merchants and payment processings and the KYC. You didn't ensure that the Verify would be out by this point. Again, that's on you. On Ash. So it's like, no, you don't have a right to now sit out here after you fucked all of that up for the last year and try to tell people that they should be grateful to you for what you've given them with this. It's like, no, you fucked it up. You had to. Real companies have a project manager for each product. In Onpassive, every product is managed by only Ash. Exactly. Not only that, but it appears from how things are getting explained here, even by Marty earlier, that this tech team is working on one thing at a time altogether. Do you get what I'm saying? So when they were working on O-Tracker, their only project was O-Tracker. They weren't paying attention to O-Mail or the OES. And same thing with O-Connect. So it's they really need to get this shit figured out and figure out how to have enough techs working on each project, also handling maintenance and any problems that come up. This is not the way to run this at all. The KYC should have been done before anyone spends into the system. Exactly. And that's always been one of our big issues here, is that most of this stuff is taken care of before the CEO takes a cent from you. The fact that Ash wanted people's money to plan this thing and then basically just sold them a spot in the pyramid is really iffy. Right? The KYC should have been the first thing, one of the very first things that they figured out. And how to pay out is usually figured out when they figure out how to take your money. Okay, all of that usually gets planned out at the same time. He had no right to take a cent from anyone until he fully had planned out and executed a way to be able to pay them. In my opinion, that's the best way to do business. And I can't think of many companies. I know that he tried to say it was an investment. You're a founder, but you're not. You're not a stockholder here. So you get nothing.
We're leaving out millions, hundreds of millions, if I'm not exaggerating here. For one reason is we're not going to take more money until we clear the balance. It's as transparent I could be with you, okay? Plus,
I don't think you're allowed to. I think at this point, you asking them for money for anything is verging on being illegal. Because now they have paid for a product. Right? So technically now they have more of a legal leg to stand on to say, this man promised us O-Connect and has not delivered it. He promised us payment and has not delivered it. I don't know if with the SEC on your ass, if you would even, I feel like asking them for more money would just be a stupid move, my man. That's a great way to ensure that you lose your court case.
We wanted to give the longest chance for those who couldn't work up payment. At this point, if you didn't make it, I don't think you're going to make a payment. So that's why we pause now. Yeah, we still have the crypto open, but again, for a very limited time. And then there's no more this price, and there's no more accepting with this bid. The next time.
There's no more this price. Did you catch that? Yes, that's right, everyone. The new O-Connect is actually going to be more expensive. More expensive than what they pay for this one now. And I agree with you, CD. They will never figure out how to pay anyone because he never expected this scam to run this long. He even admits it himself. He says things like, I never knew how big this would get. I really do think that he wanted it to be a really quick pump and dump scam. But then for whatever reason, the following got huge over here. And then it became almost too big for him. And then it turned into, oh shit, I'm running a scam and it's starting to get noticed by people. And so I better start producing something here. And the products were all an afterthought. And that's why I think we experience a lot of these issues and issues with this thing not actually being planned properly, right? Because if you don't plan it properly from the very first step, everything else is going to fuck up. When it comes to running a company, especially like a tech company, if you actually want to run a legit tech company like this, like your foundation has to be very, very strong right at the start of your planning. And there's just nothing. And I really do think it's because, like you say, he never realized how long it would go or how big it would turn out. And then once it kind of popped off a bit, then it was like, oh shit, you know? He bought the Hyderabad office, which seems to be the point where he started believing his own lies. Yeah, well, because right before that, like I said, he was kind of getting a lot of people. And I think at first he went, oh, sweet, I'm going to rip off all these people. But then the bigger it got, the more attention he got. And then once he built the offices, it's like, well, now we got to actually do something with that, you know? It really is a math problem. He can't pay people until people are no longer entitled to refunds. And in a lot of areas, you're entitled to at least a partial refund until your subscription expires. Funny how you should bring up refunds, because we're going to be talking about Onpassive or refunds at the end of this.
We're going to sell. O-Connect is going to be more likely a different price.
Okay.
And the new release. And Engineer Murad is going to touch up on that.
Okay.
So, one more thing I'm going to touch up on the commissions, because I know more people are going to be interested in this session, since we have all the pros here. And we have your favorite. We know who it is. Okay? So,
he's talking about
in the
himself.
past few years, I really personally planned a variety of pay structures.
We know. You guys remember the matrix structure? One of my first Onpassive videos that I ever did was trying to figure out their very first pay structure, which was called the matrix. And it was a horizontal and vertical pay structure. And I still don't understand it to this day. It made no sense.
And because of the magnitude of our network and our work and our business,
Okay.
we had to value.
You know what, Louisiana? Refunds for life was a thing once, and I'm going to prove to you at the end of this stream that technically it still is.
Validate everything through the legal process.
Yeah, try to remember.
I cannot tell you the number because I really don't have a number.
3x10 matrix. You say that all the time. 3x10 matrix. Mike Ellis was all about it too. I'm sure you can find a lot of Mike Ellis videos going off about it. Pretty sure one of the first ones I reacted to of Mike Ellis was even him talking about the 3x10 matrix. We have a 3x10 matrix here. The matrix. All right.
Number specifically, but
they took the red pill, maybe even the black one. Be careful.
I can count one day, but numerous of structures have been shared with our legal teams.
I'm sober. I don't take
here
pills.
and abroad to make sure that this would be okay globally. And the reason we check is because we know it's disruptive and it's too good. It sounds like there is a catch in it. So rather, before we go to work and announce it, we take that time to validate it through or among our legal team. Now, what happened is
I'm sorry, what? What? Since when? You want me to believe you have a legal team that you've been taking stuff to this whole time to have them sign off on it, and we ended up like this here? Oh Lord, that was the funniest thing you've said in a while, Ash. Whew. That was a good one.
sometimes it is accepted in some countries, but not accepted in others. Sometimes it is accepted. There's no law that says, no, you cannot do this. But they say, no, 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 you're just being sneaky smart, okay? And we're just skeptical, all right? There's
What?
on papers is not illegal, okay? But what we
Unethical?
sense that you're just given too much and that cannot be real.
But you wouldn't care about the ethics, right, Ash? You just care about if it's legal or not. You know, there's a lot of things out here that are legal, but it's unethical. MLMs find a lot of legal loopholes, but I argue that they're extremely unethical. Very, very unethical business. You know, so you can be legal, but be very unethical. I would maybe make it a goal to be legal and ethical and have integrity all at the same time. Might be very hard for you, but most of us can do it.
So we have to do that. Now, so we've tried to, and I had really disruptive ideas. Like I thought this goes to the market, is going to blow everything up. But here's what we know. It looks like a couple of people
What?
are really ticked by what we're doing.
Oh.
Internally, externally, I mean, on board and it, outsiders as well. And they work so hard to also provide that information and infuse it with poison, unfortunately.
What are you talking about?
So
What, we have nothing to do. We have nothing to do with your legality, your integrity, the ethics of your business, other than showing when you literally don't have any ethics or integrity. But you can't blame this on us, excuse me. That literally does nothing to you. If you're a real tech company, I've never once ever heard like an actual CEO of a company come out and be like, there's 3 people that have channels on YouTube talking about us. They're trying to take down our whole business. We have millions of customers, but these 3 people on YouTube that don't even have 500,000 subscribers are talking about us, and they're gonna ruin us if they don't shut up. It's like, come on, dude. Come on. If you were legit and everything ran smoothly, the SEC would be on your ass. We would have nothing to report on. If you actually started to do what you said you were gonna do, I mean, our streams would get pretty fucking boring because it would just be me sitting here going, all right, Ash says he's going to do this. Oh, look, he did do it. Yay. It's up to you, dude.
That has been a setback. It prevented us from doing what we wanted to do. But in the meantime, making us work harder to find more clever ways to really have no loophole. So in a way, if you think about it logically,
hold on. I gotta take that in for a second. More ways to have legal loopholes. So basically, you just want to figure out how to get around the law better, is what you're saying. Well, I appreciate your honesty, I guess.
It's so good that is happening now. So,
Okay.
because you don't want to go to the test while you're live in the market.
Well, what? I don't get that one.
And this has been
Live at
a
the market. What?
maintenance process. Don't ask Mr. Kamal when he was outside today, when he was all the way northeast
What?
Dubai, and then midday he had to go to Abu Dhabi. Okay, like 2 hours or 1 hour and a half each way at least, depending on the traffic. With our legal team here and there. So there's so much that we're working on. I cannot tell you these gentlemen here, Mr. Kamal, Nazal and Murad. What time is it now? 1:30, almost a.m. in India. Don't ask when
In
they
India,
start.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but again, these are all normal things that you would be doing. This is like when they want us to think that Ash is amazing because he's in a meeting and he might pop in. It's like, wow, your CEO goes to meetings? Yeah, no CEO ever goes to meetings. I mean, all the other CEOs at all the other companies, they're all at the salon and spa. That Ash Mufara, he must really be putting his work in, you know? It's like that's what being the CFO, the CEO, the top of this thing would incline. You probably would have to travel a bit and have some meetings. Are you like surprised by that? Did you think that you were just going to have to sit up on webinars and talk whenever you felt like it and then have everyone praise you and that's all this was going to be? No, it was going to be some work. Again, if you had planned this out better and had a business plan in any kind of shape or form, you would have been ready for that. You would have known what to expect. But your only experience is being in MLMs and then running pyramid schemes that get shut down.
When they started, exactly. So there's nothing you could expect more from our efforts.
He's actually saying quite a lot right now, Kanani. What he basically just said is that instead of him doing things legally, it takes a lot for he and his legal team to try to find the loopholes in order to make this scheme slightly legal. And I'm like, that was a bold thing to say out here like that, because that's what I heard here. Maybe if you did things ethically and legally, you wouldn't have to put so much time with your lawyers trying to look for these legal loopholes. I'm just saying. Maybe if you ran a legit business instead of a pyramid scheme disguised as an MLM, disguised as an affiliate program, then you wouldn't have to worry about having all these meetings with lawyers to find legal loopholes. I'm just saying, again, it's like you do this to yourself. Like Scam Chan when he said, Onpassive makes the rules that they break. And like they don't only do that, they put themselves in these bad positions. And then they complain about how they're there. And you're like, okay, but that's, again, your fucking fault. Like, you're the one that's running this thing. Do you think the three Mohammeds secretly think Ash is an idiot? I would like to think so. I'm just wondering how long Muhammad Kamal's going to be there for. Like, I don't know if he'll still be there this time next year. I don't know. I'm just saying.
People don't do this for a living. They don't do it as a job. They do it because they really want to do it, because they know they're making a difference, and we're doing it with heart. And these people are intelligent.
Yeah, see, Okay, now we're just bragging that we have intelligent people in our cult, which they all do. Cults usually like to sign up as many intelligent people as they can and people with professions like doctor, lawyer, big professions like that, so they can say, see, like, we must be legal because we have a lawyer that joined us. Yeah, if we were a scam, we wouldn't have a lawyer here. Unfortunately, we can't go by that.
And these people are very talented. They're qualified. You know what they left, okay, and why they're doing this. And now,
You know what? So do you, Ash. And the fact that you can know that and then still sit here on your ass and be like, oh yeah, it'll be at least another 2 weeks before you get paid, just goes to show how shitty of a human you are.
they travel abroad, east, west, because of what we're building. Because of that, we became
We've
also
got
another
John
target.
Barilla.
I'm going to touch up.
We've got John Barilla, damn it. Okay? He's a famous actor from Hollywood. Have you seen his IMDb?
On that as well, a little bit of the AI, then I'm going to let them speak. But one more thing about the commission.
I'm going to let them. Why did that sound so bad? See, if anyone else would be like, I'm going to let them speak, I'd kind of laugh it off as a little bit of a joke. But for some reason, when Ash says it in this way, I'm like, I don't like it. It just sounds so much worse. Like he actually needs to allow them to speak. You know what I mean? Because he does control the language of this thing. And a lot of times he does kind of control when they speak and who speaks in these, right? So I don't know. It just didn't sit right with me. Like it.
Okay. That it made us be more creative, more clever, and have to do the foundations. Something was not in the.
See, like I feel like he's saying that they had to be more creative and clever in finding legal loopholes to make this legal. No, not like we had to be more creative and clever in order to make our technology better. You know what I mean? Or like come up with more innovative things or something. Instead, the way that it's coming up here and how he brought up the lawyers and everything, it sounds like he's literally saying that like they have to find legal loopholes, and because they have people on their ass like the SEC, they've had to do this in like more creative ways. And I'm like, I don't think this is the flex you think it is, Ash.
Calculation
Yeah.
that we have to completely build. Okay, that is a huge process. Most companies would never have to do that because they're not as big or not being targeted. Okay, they just grew up organically over decades, so they didn't really tease anybody.
What? Are you trying to say that you guys have like haters because you're doing this better than other people? I don't understand.
So the solution was
It's a
only to
weird
build the
way to go
foundation that
about
we can
this.
100% control the process. I don't want you to understand the details because I cannot say them. But if you're listening or you're paying attention, you know what I'm talking about. So we have to build that foundation in order to achieve our dream. Before your dream is how we want to pay you. At the end of the day, we could just
Okay.
put a very fancy price on our products and go.
How the hell do you have a company? Literally, how do you make an MLM company without figuring out how you're going to pay the commissions to people? Like, am I the only one that's like, that is the most ridiculous fucking thing I've ever heard of in my life? Like, I can't with this. What the hell?
And we don't have to give you anything. If you think we can market, you're damn right. So we are not in need for that. It just being transparent, keeping the integrity, and it's our passion. We're not going to lift up humanity
What
by being
integrity? Where is this integrity that you keep bringing up? You haven't had 1 ounce of integrity in this whole thing. That's how we got here.
wealthy ourselves. The only way we can do that is by lifting up humanity, by touching every soul and every individual we can reach. We became a true family. We became a true family. Like I said, I wish I could talk about the social aspect of our journey, but it's not the time, it's not the place. Later in the week or maybe next week, we can join one of those chatter sessions and we can talk about everything that is going on. So we have succeeded to build that foundation. It's not 100% done,
You
but we're in the
haven't.
finals. We're approaching the finish line.
No.
Once that's done, then
Not like 2% done, maybe 5%. If I'm going to give you some points for having like the handful of products that you kind of have.
anything we want to do, we can do it legally and securely.
Legally and securely. It was odd. The website is a little bit more secure than it was when it first went up. It still isn't exactly secure. Still open to hacks. You guys just basically got rid of the malware and phishingware that was attached to it. Everything else is the same and it still sucks as bad. So there's nothing secure about it in any way. Like, I'm talking security from going on the site and using it and knowing that your personal information is secure, to having the security of being a part of this thing and knowing that your bills will be paid. There's zero security, like, in any level of this. So I just don't really know what you're talking about, Ash. And legally, I feel like if you constantly have to explain how legal your business is, maybe it's not exactly that legal.
Okay? I want to leave it there.
No, it's not.
One of the critics we have is we're known by our generosity. We give more than we should. And can I tell you that criticism? I'm going to say yes. And we're proud of it. And we're not going to change. We enjoy it. That's our passion.
What?
Okay. That's why we're making all of this. But again, the name was problematic. We talked about Onpassive technology, passive.
Mark says he did not even care enough to visit the founders at the corral or even my brother at the hospital. Family, my ass. Yep. And the funny thing is if Chris decided tomorrow that he was too ill, let's say, and couldn't do Onpassive anymore and had to leave, he loses all these friends, which is part of the fear here. They're only his friends for as long as he's in this. And he knows it. They all know that. And that's almost part of the fear here, is losing that community. Right? You know? It gives me more than we should. Yeah, everyone gives Ash more than they should. Right? Pays himself all of the money. And exactly how much have you given, Ash? Saying you're going to give when the money is rolling in and actually giving are two different things. Very true. I mean, they haven't given anything. If you look at the SEC complaint, right? You know what I'm saying? They break down every single cent he spent. There wasn't money like donated to charity out of that or anything like that. Nothing. Hello, Roger Brown's crush. God, I hate that guy. He's such a creep, that Roger Brown. You know, he used to like chase my husband around in Discords, like threatening to fight him. He'd be like, come show up at my house, me and you are going to like box. And I never understood. Never got it.
Work, passive inventions, passive creativity, passive hassle,
Passive,
all
passive inventions. Passive inventions. Sorry. Not like an oxymoron on its own. Passive invention. I mean, I guess that's a way that you can describe the O Connect not working. We were doing passive invention. I don't even know what to do with that.
of that is on our shoulders. You just tap or piggyback with us,
What does that
and we will
mean?
take you where you want to go. Just be on our shoulder and be in it, doing it. Last point is AI.
AI,
It's the
which we have
commodity
none of,
of the century. It was the race to the moon,
right?
Russia, China, and the United States in the 60s. There was a race to
Did you like just look up the history of AI before you came on this webinar? I'm just saying. I will fight. Oh, is that his? Oh my god. Poor Nix. No, my brother is on lockdown now. He must not post where he will be. Everything has to be private now. I honestly thought someone beat him up, but that was not the case.
firearm stuff. Okay, there was a race for oil, race for
Right? They think about the inventions, but don't do anything to actually build them. That's all I could think of when they were like, passive, he says passive inventions. And I'm like, I guess that's the name you can give that. I don't know. Just like not doing them.
technology, and the dot-com boom was in the 90s in the Silicon Valley, California. There was a race, lots of types of races about industrial, etc. And all those races ended up creating something good for humanity.
Yeah, like they did, but you haven't. And you're not in this same race. I feel like he literally just looked up the internet history before this webinar. You really wanted to share it with
Because
us.
when there's a competition, there's, for you to attract the market, you've got to sell something or a value that is attractive. And then one thing that, for example, not every country can get in that race. For example, oil or gold, okay? Not every country can be in that race. Some countries are just not fortunate. They don't have that natural treasure. But one treasure that every country on this planet possess right now, and they have a chance to dominate all the leaders of the globe, 220 countries rounded up. They understand that the biggest thing right now that is available
All 550 countries.
for everyone, and it's a race for the 220 countries, AI, artificial intelligence. There's not a country I heard of, no matter who it is not in that race. Everybody's going there, but who's going to get there faster as countries / companies as well? Who's going to get there will lead the game. And the era of AI could be the next decades or so. Look at him smiling. Yeah, of course. You're being pampered. Of course. Of course. Yeah. Make sure your gown is locked up from the back. Yeah. But no leaking. But we understand it's not an easy game. I mean, if you're talking about SpaceX and the people behind it, say Elon Musk and Tesla, they're not lack of resources, whether finances or uh, equipments and human resources. They're not lack of that.
Oh my God, spit it out.
So anything they want to achieve, they could do it. But here's something for those who pay attention. Why would you even dare to get in the game? It's like you would say, it's not my game, I'm out of here. That's the game when we're
Did he just say that Elon Musk would take one look at this and be like, I'm out of here? Probably.
having the most handsome man in
Hello, Robert.
Onpassive, and then Chris Johnson walks into the room. We say, I quit. I'm out of here. That's the type of game we quit. But in AI race, everybody has a chance. Why? Why we don't quit while we have those big players? Google. Why we don't quit when Meta or Facebook is there? You have a chance.
Oh, that's not what we say.
How could we dare as Onpassive to be a dominant player in the AI?
You have not done one thing, not one thing to prove that you are even close to the level of those other companies. Not one thing. It's not like you came up with some invention that they hadn't thought of. It's not like you came up with some like easy way to program AIs that they had never come up with before. You have no leg in this race whatsoever. Okay? All those companies are already well established. They've been doing the AI for decades. And then you show up and you run a scam that takes you 4 years just to release your first product. And then you seem to wonder why people think you're a joke. You just tried to compare yourself to Elon Musk. It's like, no, you haven't even done anything in your life to even come close. See, if this thing had actually come out with something innovative, some like innovative technology that was actually needed in our world that no one else had come up with yet, then that would make some sense. But they don't even use AI. They have no AI on their website whatsoever right now. You can check it for yourself. There's none. So for him to be sitting here all like, yeah, we should be seen as just as important as these other companies. We're amazing for not quitting. It's like, yeah, you have your dreams, but they're not attainable. All right, like these people have already come up with all of the things that you're claiming you're going to come up with now that's going to be better. And then when you produce something that's similar to Zoom, it sucks ass. That's why we say that you're not at the same level as those people. Not just because we're assholes and we're like, oh, we would rather buy from these big companies instead. We feel like small companies don't have the right to come in here. If a small company shows up and they have something that these companies don't have, they'll blow up. That hasn't happened here either. You've had to like actively seek out teams of people to come join you in different countries.
Field is the missing word, heart. Because we're the only company that I personally know that is AI with heart.
Because robots don't normally have heart. I don't think you understand like what AI is. You seem to think AI is like a human robot that sits at a computer and does stuff for you. That you like give it commands. And it's like that's not even what it is. Like your whole AI with heart thing, it doesn't mean anything. And I like how he said, that I know. Company that I know.
And the only company that is the focus is not how much we can make. Complete reverse engineering. Everybody's focused how much money and control can I.
Actually, most of the tech companies, like I said, their focus isn't how much money and control. Their focus is how can I make technology that's going to move us like further in our world in technology? How do I make technology that we need in our world today? You're not even doing that. You're making technology of things that nobody needs.
Obtain. We're not looking at that. We're looking at how much value can we create, and that's how we are a league of our own. With that, I'm going to give it to the gents here, and whoever's ready to take over, either Mr. Kamal, if you want to talk about that update. If you're not ready, Mr. Murad, can you talk about the OConnect progression? Because he's taken over now and he's leading the. He's leaving his family, obviously in UAE,
What?
and he's serving the team in India, in Hyderabad, for fine tuning and perfecting and completing the Dream OConnect that we're using right now. So
he's left his family to go and do this. And once again, that's supposed to be a flex.
thank you for staying up very late. I know your day is not short.
My dad worked with aluminum. He was a chemist. He's one of the main people that put aluminum on cars. He was gone at least one night a week for business while I was growing up. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3. What happens?
Hello,
Good to have you
everyone.
on 360.
Yes.
Right?
Hello, everyone.
He's like the first person to ever travel for their job. I know. I'm kind of like, that would. Just because Ash doesn't travel for his job, right?
Good afternoon. For OConnect, I just give us a fast update. We are in OConnect now. Our focus is perfecting the OConnect. It will be the best VC system ever. We are focusing on 2 things, scalability and
VC, video call. For those that don't know, it also means voice chat if you use Discord. So maybe you should tell people what you're actually talking about.
stability and scalability. And in the new versions, of course, you will find a very attractive and modern design and a lot of dashboards and a lot of new features. Of course,
Did you say we're getting 15 people or 50 people?
thanks Nazal and his team for the amazing designs which they are providing to us to execute. And let me have also one fast update about Overify, Mr. Ash. We are again working in this, and we are re-architecture the full application, and soon we'll have a good news, inshallah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
We're in good hands.
Can you name some of these new features that it's gonna apparently have that will make it so much better than Zoom and all of the other video conferencing platforms? Or no?
Thank you everyone for your trust.
Right.
Thank you.
Very, very shortly and soon you're gonna hear good news.
Oh, not this again.
And there's much more. All right.
Very soon, guys, you're going to hear good news, and there's much more coming. So just keep on waiting. Be patient. real company with real products for real people, we swear.
We got Triple Muhammad today.
Triple Muhammad, oh my God.
Hello,
The
everyone.
luckiest day ever. Couldn't ask for more.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
So go ahead, Mr. Muhammad Nazal.
Thank you, sir. How are you?
Fantastic.
Red,
Alhamdulillah.
Marty, Mr. Ash, all is well? Mr. Kamal, I see you're still in the office.
Is he okay? He's like rocking a lot.
That's
Yes.
not shocking, actually.
Not shocking.
But where did
I've been waiting for Onpassive to launch for 80 years. And they finally came out with the O-Verify to pay me.
the Terminator go? I saw him. He put the thingy and he left.
Well, I have a.
See, and this is what I mean. Like, CD says maybe they should stop adding features until founders can get paid for what they've already sold. Exactly. And it sounds like the team, instead of figuring out how to get these payments going, they're now off that project and working on this new O-Connect version, right? And I'm like, that's a problem. That shouldn't even be a thing. All of those things should be able to get worked on all at the same time. But it's just like the office is run so fucking weird. And it's like, maybe get it to not buffer before you like add extra features to it that is just going to take more to run it and probably make it buffer more. You know? I'm just saying.
I don't want to judge, but there could be a reason. He's not alone in the room, yeah.
It's bizarre.
Well, I really hope he's.
We figured out that him and Mohammed Morad are in the same room. Did you guys figure that out, or did they trick you?
He's recovering, and soon he will be back with the full energy as usual.
It's all planned, just to let you know. He's having a blast.
Chris?
Interesting. So how are you, Red? Marty, how's it going?
I feel like Chris and Ash may have talked about the nurses a little bit too much at this hospital. You know, it's Ash is like keeps giving these vibes that he's partially joking that Chris is like hitting on all the nurses. Again, a little inappropriate for a corporate like webinar, right? Because this is like technically their version of their corporate webinars. I've never been at a corporate webinar and had men joke about flirting with nurses before. I don't know, maybe I've just worked at better workplaces. I don't know.
What, Mr. Ash, did you mute them on purpose or what? Oh, yeah.
No, I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah, I'm very good. So I was unmuting myself, Mohammed. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was me. I got background noise. Yeah, I'm doing fantastic.
Good to see you on here. Finally making it to 360.
Oh, yeah. I cannot lie to you. We're busy building amazing stuff, to be honest.
Sure.
Yeah.
We're busy
Very
here.
soon, like Mr. Ash said, things will be literally shaking everything. Actually, the one thing I want to add on the top of what Mr. Ash said, anything negative goes on is fueling us more, to be honest. And this is the beauty out of it. Yes.
Good. I hope every single time that I stream about Onpassive and you see it as negative, it lights a fire under your ass to release a new product or to get these people paid. That just makes me want to do it more. That's what we do it for, you see. So I'm glad it's working. I'm glad we've decided on our relationship here. We hold your asses to the fire and hold you accountable, and hopefully that kicks you in the ass, and then you actually get done something that you promised these people you were going to get done for them. I mean, it's been 5 years. We're going on 6. I don't want to have to still be sitting here saying, we're going on 7. We're going on 8 years. We're going on a decade of this thing running. And these guys have 3 products out to sell. I don't want to have to say that. Don't make me say that, Mohammed Nazar. Don't make me say that. Get this shit done.
Yeah. We are a league of our own. Fantastic.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. One more thing, Red.
Thank you.
Not anyone.
League of Our Own. Really great movie. Has Tom Hanks. It's about a female baseball team that went on during the war, based on a true story. Highly recommend. It did not, however, have John Barilla in it, unfortunately, for all of us. I could see him being like, there's no crying in baseball! There's no crying in baseball!
Can afford Mr. Nazel. So he's at our pocket now, meaning we wanted to avoid you the bill.
What?
Yeah, he gets more than I do.
I don't know what that means.
Did I bill you for last week? People are going to think, oh, they're taking money. No, we're not taking money. We're joking.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Disclaimer. Mr. Kamali, you want to?
No, you mean since you already took their $108 million that you're being sued for taking? Did he get a payment out of some of that? I'm just wondering. Probably did take all of the money that people paid for O Connect. I don't know why you would think that we wouldn't assume that you did. I mean, after all, with that 100% commission, it sure is taking you a long time to get these payments out.
You want to share something? I know something super exciting. We've been working on it since last year.
Hello, everyone. Hello, boss. Marty, Chris, Red. We are so happy, really, to see Chris with us today.
Yes, Madonna was. She was in it. There's a lot of really good people in that movie, actually. Madonna was one of them. Not Selena Glamorous Dolls' cousin.
And he started to be recovered, so we wish him all the best and to get well soon. Of course, as you see, our fighters, Murad, Nazal, everybody's sleeping, and still some people, they are waiting because we have another meeting. Once we finish from here, we have another meeting.
Oh my God, it's so crazy! It's all these meetings. It's so nuts. Woo. Who knew being in a company you'd have to have meetings? Running companies, you got to go to meetings. It's an insanity. Oh my, just so busy. 2 meetings a day. Oh my God.
For our meeting here and webinar, we have a very excited meetings with people and with some big talents in the AI field. They are already.
It's actually one of my most favorite movies, League of Their Own. It's literally one of my feel-good movies. That one, Aaron Brockovich. There's a handful.
We joined Onpassive, and big team is onboarding now for AI, and you will find some excited features and news very soon with a lot of things. Mr. Ash shared his ideas, his thoughts with the new team, and we have a very productive meetings. It started since yesterday, today, tomorrow we have a big meetings. So guys, be prepared for a lot of things that you will listen and you will.
Again, why are we supposed to be impressed that the head of companies are in meetings? Literally. Look at this mad woman. I'm not really sure what my gender has to do with anything here, but okay. You are always using Onpassive to get clicks. I have always told you that without this company, you will starve to death because you won't get clicks. I am not here for clicks. I don't really care about the clicks. Even if I didn't get clicks, I would still do everything in my power to stop this scam. I'm saying, I really would. The views aren't as great as you think they are. I'm just saying. How much money do you think I make here? You think I'm here for money? You think I'm here for clicks? No. But I bet you I've made more money doing this than you've made it on passive.
See, besides that, we have also some very big, prestigious events will be having in March. We will not announce it now. We will announce it that in the first week of March. You will see a lot of things here in Dubai. It's happening with Onpassive, and
I'm literally thinking that the meetings are probably just this, but with like different people. I also don't feel like they're doing anything productive at these meetings because, like, for all these meetings that we're going in, like, nothing is really happening, is it? But then they keep talking, like, this last year, Ash has really been about him being in all these meetings, right? And I'm like, you know, for people that have all these fucking meetings, we sure as hell don't get anything done. So I'm assuming that their version of meetings is just their little hangout sessions that they do, much like they do here on these webinars, right? And that's why they don't really get done. Their definition of meeting is probably not the same as the rest of our definitions of a meeting, where you actually go in and talk about how to move the company forward and get more products out and all that. Yeah, I doubt they actually do that. It's about clicks and clacks.
you're expecting a lot of things from us. We know we are working all over the world and 24/7 as
No, me and my family, we were like starving to death. And then finally the recovering Hunbot was like, do you want to come and check out the scam with me? And it's thanks to her and Onpassive that me and my husband and daughter don't starve to death. Thank you all for the clicks and the clacks that helped get us by. My husband appreciates coming out of the floorboards every once in a while to have a meal, you know?
As said, to pay, to make it, everything is happen. Sometimes the process itself, it take longer than expected, because what we are doing and what we are going to make it, it's not a small. But believe me, what is happening since last week and these days, it's very massive, very excited.
That's
Everybody will be proud what we will see.
Literally, you just keep saying this, like, over and over again. You know, these last few weeks we told you was really big and really exciting. Well, they're not really the real big and exciting weeks. These weeks to come are going to be. We promise. And then in 2 more weeks from now, you're going to be back saying the exact same thing. Action. More action. Less talking. Mark says, anyone new to this webinar would be perplexed to see a CEO and his exec team discussing company strategy with 3 crazy customers, one of whom is in a hospital bed. That's how bizarre Onpassive is, right? Like, this would never fly anywhere else. Only in MLMs will you see people show up to corporate meetings with an oxygen mask in the hospital.
See what you will feel, and we have a lot of excited news. It will come very soon. So we cannot share a lot, but to be honest and to be.
Actually, technically, you can share a lot. Because technically, you made everyone who signed that affiliate agreement in order to stay in there agree to keep everything confidential. I mean, you're the ones that choose to put this publicly for the public to see. But technically, your corporate webinars should be private and not accessible to anyone in this thing. And then you could talk about that confidential information better, you know? But we don't do things properly over here in Onpassive.
Sure, and rest assured that everything going in the right track, in the right way. And whatever you are dreaming, what we have is bigger than your imagination. So thanks, guys,
Use
and
your
wish you all the best,
imagination.
inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kamal and Mr. Nazal, Mr. Murad.
We're getting scammed by Onpassive land in our world of imagination.
Thank you for the update. I'm sure people are going to
Come
be
with
even more
me.
excited about what's
You
happening.
with me.
I am personally
Oh,
extremely
yes.
excited. I'm going to link what Mr. Kamal covered on the team that we're onboarded now. I'm going to say a couple of things. The heads are Einstein style.
What?
No joke. When you see them, you know, we don't keep anything under the rug. Yeah, we're Onpassive, so we're an open book. You're going to meet them. Okay. Lots of PhDs, okay, and professors, and okay. All across UK, California,
What?
the States, the Gulf, everywhere, Hong Kong. And so the heads are really wizards, like literally
So weird.
Einstein nerds. Gotta
That was rude.
have fun with them. And
Wait, what the fuck?
inventors, pioneers. They built
Which you are.
companies.
Which, again, you aren't.
Now they're being onboarded to Onpassive. Think about that. What could
Why?
be the reason?
Doesn't mean anything other than you've managed to manipulate more people into your scam.
And here's what happens when you get a pro. Just like when we were blessed with Mr. Kamal, he's not an individual.
What?
He has
I mean,
followers.
I don't know what this means.
So we are confident that we can say we.
What the fuck was that? Mr. Kamal, he's not an individual? I have no clue what this whole speech was. This whole thing went over my head. I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Like, I'm just like, where are we going with this? The hell was this for? I guess he's an alien? Like, I don't know what's going on, or like why we're doing this, or why we like described these people as like Einstein nerds, or like this whole thing is cursed. Just this whole rant
Will
fucking cursed.
really be dominant in the AI field due to the army and to the experts that are joining us.
Oh god.
So,
yeah, because the army is joining you. What army is joining you, Ash? You got like the actual army, the Navy SEALs, RCMP. Like, what are you talking about?
do you need help, Chris?
I
Blink
have
if you need
no-
anything. Oh, you're good?
Well, I'm not the only one. Like, just out of nowhere, he's like, and then we have this group of people, and they're nerds, and they look like Einsteins because they're like professors and stuff, and they're joining us. Think about that, and I'm like, what am I thinking about this for? Like, I just what? Like, if your point is to be like, I have a bunch of intelligent people sign up for this thing, like, I guess you're trying to use that to legitimize it, which it doesn't do over here with me, by the way. Maybe that some of the people in there fall for that, but I see through that. But even then, I'm like, that was fucking weird. Like, what the fuck was that about?
Okay.
I don't get
Are you
it.
relaxed now? Okay. Are you comfortable? Very good. Very good. Okay. Thank you so much. This has been awesome. Thank you for taking us. We love being with you, but we've got to go do more business. It's already late overseas. See you soon. Listen. We got this.
Listen, Linda.
And we couldn't be more proud.
Listen, Linda. Listen. We're a real company with real products, real money, real people.
We wish we could say more details, but we did a good job.
You literally are the only one stopping yourself from saying more details. And I promise you, whatever details he's thinking of is probably not like proprietary information, confidential information that they couldn't be giving. At least the other O founders. You know what I mean? Not to mention, they're all forced to sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, when they join this. And in the affiliate agreement that we went through, the OES affiliate agreement, I did a video on that. So go check that out if you haven't, because we go through the whole thing. And even in there, they agree again not to release any like proprietary confidential information. So like when you have people sign like 3 fucking pieces of paper saying we won't tell people outside of this anything, you know, like what is stopping you from having a corporate webinar that you don't put out publicly then, right? Where you do give people this information. I mean, technically, they, according to you and your alleged great lawyers that allegedly let these documents get made with all kinds of spelling and grammatical errors and making no sense, like according to all of you, right? Like they've signed these 3 different documents basically saying that they would keep your secrets. So what you scared of? You know? He has no details to reveal. And that's what I honestly think it is. There is nothing. But they don't want to be like, oh, we don't have anything going on, right? That would look awful. So instead, they say this, right? They go into like this big speech, and you're like, you don't even have anything to share with us. But okay, sure. Whatever you got to say. Hello, Takara. Good to see you. I hope you're having an awesome, awesome day. This is so weird, this whole Einstein thing. I hope the new Einsteins invent some passive products that actually work. I mean, yeah, this could be a positive thing, right? It doesn't have to be negative. He was just very, very rude. He's like, we have professors and inventors and, you know, these tech pros and stuff. And they look like Einstein. They're really nerdy. They all look like these mad fucking scientist looking dudes, okay? They're a mess. But they just joined us. Isn't that great? And I'm like, what the fuck is that about? Way to come in hot and just insult all of the new people that just joined your company, by the way. Good job. I'm sure they're really pleased when they watch this. They'll be so happy that that's how you like represented them. These nerdy Einstein people. It's like maybe they should be working in the tech room, you know? Maybe then things would actually get done. NDA passive. Sign an NDA and sit around and wait and wait and wait and then not even get told any of the information that they made you sign the fucking NDA for. That's what I mean. I'm like, you could tell them more. You decide not to because I personally think that they don't have anything to tell. Right? Sounds a lot better to be like, oh, well, the rest of the information is proprietary and we just can't really share it with you right now. Than it does to be like, yeah, we're all just hanging out, watching movies together in these meetings, man. No seller, other scams to the scammers. 2 bimbos and 3 Einsteins. Ready to take out Onpassive. I assume Chris is on Medicare or something because his hospital bill is probably 7 figures or more. Yeah, it would be. I hope he's on some kind of plan. Maybe they'll invent time travel and go sometime else. We'll go back in time and make it so that this thing worked properly and was what it was supposed to be from the beginning. Maybe go back in time and help Ash with a business plan. That would be helpful.
Their job for what we can share with you.
Why is Chris?
All right, have a good one. On to the next
See
one.
you all. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ash, and thanks, the Mohammeds.
Are you leaving today? Are you being discharged?
That's so weird. Chris is out there just like fucking weird.
Chris?
My phone overheated. I apologize. Yeah, I think tonight I just kicked like 5 people out of the room again because I made a deal not to come in here, but they all broke the deal. But I'm going to go get another X-ray right now, or in a couple minutes, and then they're going to see if the lung. I'm breathing real good. I just had my last
good.
breathing.
You look good.
And Chris's brother said he got out today from the hospital.
Yeah, I look like I got run over and drugged.
Yeah.
You look
I'm gonna leave it open. Fill in the blank.
You look like a grizzly bear.
Yeah, chapter.
All right. Say it again.
No, he froze.
Yeah.
I think he's
The O Connect froze, you know, because it's so great.
lost his phone again.
Don't worry, he didn't die. He's okay. Just his connection.
Yeah, trust me, he's fine.
It's like, thanks. None of us were thinking that, but thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
I love a guy that can joke about a guy dying while he's in the hospital.
gotta go, but thank you so
Thanks,
much, guys.
everybody.
See you.
Thank
Bye.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Ash.
Thanks for
Perfect.
everything.
What was the point in this? What do you come to tell us?
And then there was 3, Red.
Dun dun
All
dun.
2 and a bit.
Listen, I don't know what they said, but it's huge. Okay.
Yeah. I think for everybody who is still on here listening, I think read between the lines, guys. He is certainly wants to tell us more, but obviously for a lot of legal reasons and other things that are going on, he can't. But extremely confident, all of them, especially Mohammed Kamal, giving us the news as well that they're onboarding a whole new team. Very exciting. And obviously from what Mohammed Nassal and the other Mohammed was saying about OConnect, it's round the corner. Everything that they've been saying, it's round the corner.
I think that's an important thing too, Red.
Okay, but I feel like this corner you're talking about is actually at the end of a maze that I have to first go through in order to get to it. And I'm like lost in the maze, dude. Okay? I've taken 6 wrong turns and I'm lost. And I cannot reach the corner to get around where this shit actually starts happening. That's what being in this is like.
He said, when you get like Kamal and you get Nazal and you get, there's in a world of other people that are influential and very powerful here. So it's very cool.
Absolutely.
Wow, that was good. That short and sweet, and I don't need the details. I am pumped up.
Yeah, are you going to record this and put it out?
If I just sum everything up, I don't need the details. I'm pumped up. And there's our problem here, folks.
Same as always, I'll call you, and then you can do what you do. All right, buddy.
Okay, cool.
See y'all. Bye, Jane.
Jane, say goodbye.
There she is. Bye. Oh, that's right. She can't hear me. Anyway, see you. Red, that was good. Thank you, everybody.
Trying to read my
This
book.
is why you're an Onpassive. This is why.
Absolutely.
All right. See y'all. Bye.
I know. That was a lot. That was a lot. A lot of bullshit, but that was a lot. So what do we find out? Basically, we found out that we are just living in Groundhog Day, where the same day just happens over and over again. The same things are just told to us. We also found out it's going to be at least another 2 more weeks until people are going to start getting payments, even though, again, they've been told they were getting paid since beginning of December. And this new OConnect is going to be released sometime in the next, hopefully, couple weeks, according to them. And when it is released, by the way, it's going to have a different price on it. Something tells me it's going to be more, not less, by the way. I'm just saying. I don't think it's going to end up costing less. It'll be more because there's more features on it and all of that. Which I also found it very interesting that while they're giving us the updates, that they couldn't list any of these features. Like, they just come on and they're like, we've updated it and added a bunch of features to it, guys. It'll be great. And then you're just supposed to be like, yay! But everyone in this thing has such blind faith in Ash and the people at the top of this, like Marty and Ren and Chris here, that it is almost all they have to hear. And then they're just, woohoo! Yay, can't wait, pumped. Everything is round a corner, but it's a never-ending circle, right? We're just going around and around and around. Marty pumped up. Ew, yeah, I don't know if you could pump him up much more. He'd explode. They like to come on 360 because the amigos are easy to manipulate and they don't ask questions. Yeah, it gives them a false sense of purpose because they feel like they're doing something for themselves and the company whenever they do these webinars, it seems. And then, yeah, they just like to come on and feel important. And then other than that, it's just an indoctrination session into the scam more. I am banking on May OConnect will be stable ground. And then December brings on a second paid product. Yeah, no, that sounds about right for what would go on here. I'm thinking it's probably not going to be until the spring that OConnect is going to be out. And I do think it's going to end up costing a lot more. A lot more than what it did cost. And that's a problem because it was already too expensive. Let's be real. It was already too expensive. Speaking of how expensive this thing is, this is their lovely website that Ash was like so proud of and said he wished it could stay like this all the time. Okay. I don't like it, but sure. Next level says, OConnect is the greatest vaporware of all time. Right. Yeah, in which year? Which year? 2050. 2050. So yeah, it's like yellow and light blue. It's not my favorite one. I actually hate it. I hate it a lot. So what they did is, as you guys know, they updated their affiliate agreement. I released a video going over that. And then they kind of did a little bit of an update to this About Us section. So I just want to go through that quickly. Then I want to show you something I find very interesting. As you can see, it says About Us, from conventional to contemporary, sustainable technology for every demand. And you scroll down, which now they have an actual scroll here, thank God. And it says, who we are. Explore uncharted technology horizons and revolutionize every industry with AI. And I'm like, yeah, you wish, but sure. These little boxes here, it says revolutionary AI-powered ecosystem. We have the trust of over 1 million brand ambassadors. And I'm like, who are these brand ambassadors? You're claiming you have 1 million people in there? Like, okay. Sure. Then we get into driving global innovation and leading the way, which again, they wish they were doing. Simplifying your enterprise infrastructure with streamlined solutions. And I'm like, okay, you're not really doing any of that, but whatever. Operating in 190 plus countries, unleashing the power of AI globally. And I'm like, sure, I guess if you want to pretend. What do we do? And this is pretty much the same as before. It says revolutionizing global enterprises. I can't read right now. Global enterprises with AI technology solutions. Onpassive is a cutting-edge AI technology company specializing in developing fully autonomous software as a service, SaaS products for our esteemed global clientele. I'm like, is that what you call them? Okay. Our expertise lies in utilizing the most advanced AI software technologies to create innovative solutions that provide a distinct competitive advantage and fresh perspective for businesses facing complex challenges in the realms of technology. And I'm like, you're not doing any of that. And this is what I mean. Like, if you would actually provide something that solves an issue that people are having running their business with tech, that would be one thing. But we're not doing that over here. Goes on to say our extensive array of AI products and solutions, which they don't have, is geared towards ushering in a digital transformation for businesses worldwide. At Onpassive, we specialize in developing innovative products. And I'm like, no, you don't, though. You literally have made one product. It's worse than Zoom. he basically copied Zoom for it, but whatever. And digital transformation strategies that enable businesses to reimagine their operating models, enhance operational efficiency, and provide exceptional customer experience, which is a bold claim to make when you still have yet to have one customer. Our goal at Onpassive is to unlock the full potential of revolutionary artificial intelligence technology solutions that are not only easy to use, but also highly adaptable and scalable. And I'm like, they don't even know what that means. We empower our clients, who, to succeed in a fully connected world by leveraging the latest AI technologies. Again, what are they succeeding in? You have yet to pay them. We focus on helping our clients build robust customer relationships. Yeah, that's about all you do, except they're the customers. It's just a big place where people hang out, big community. Increase sales, which is funny because I haven't even made sales on this. Explore new opportunities. That's not allowed. If someone posts about a business that isn't on Onpassive in there, it gets deleted. And analyze marketing results to optimize their business, as long as it's Onpassive, of course. We are committed to delivering innovative solutions that enhance the overall value proposition of our clients in today's highly competitive marketplace. And I'm like, okay, but you're not doing anything in this marketplace that's even competitive with the other people in this marketplace, so whatever. Then we go down here and we are hashtag the future of internet, discover and plan. We at Onpassive offer business owners and entrepreneurs tools and applications based on AI technology that offer real-time data process recommendations and activities, keeping them abreast of the swiftly advancing technological developments of the present. A lot of buzzwords there. Very good. With frequent upgrades migrated to the cloud, which they still haven't invented, for convenient access to the newest features and functionalities. Our highly adaptable and customized products and services ensure access to the most cutting-edge and sophisticated technology. We have create with expertise. Our main objective at Onpassive is to assist businesses that strive to innovate by creating and introducing cutting-edge AI-powered technological solutions. Because everyone should have access to technology, including people in third world countries, so you could rip them off, right? We are dedicated to providing economically viable and straightforward solutions. Oh yeah, straightforward. That's how I would describe the solutions here, as straightforward. There's not one thing is straightforward with any of this. Our AI-driven products are made to increase productivity, okay? Facilitate better decision-making, and I'm like, yeah, no, it doesn't do that. And streamline challenging business procedures. Again, have yet to see that. Designed to impress. And I'm like, what? What? With this website right now? With the yellow there? Mm-hmm. With our cutting-edge technology, we are dedicated to transforming conventional businesses into innovative and efficient entities, well-equipped to face the challenges of the modern digital landscape. Our team is committed to helping businesses stay ahead of the curve by leveraging the power of artificial intelligence and delivering outstanding results that exceed expectations. At Onpassive, we understand that every business is unique. Oh yeah? Do you? So we provide tailor-made solutions to meet our clients' specific needs. And I'm like, not really, but okay. Launch to rule. And this was the one that had me laughing. I was like, when has this thing ever launched to rule? You love Marty's commercials. Marty's commercials. That's right. That's right. So, at Onpassive, our priority is assisting you in achieving your objectives and laying the foundation for success. And I'm like, no, not really. We are accountable, never, for bringing your dreams to life using our cutting edge technology and expertise. And I'm like, Ash, expert? Funny. Our platform is based on integrity and transparency. No, it's not. And we're dedicated to giving our customers the highest possible level of security and privacy. So then I went and I did a little bit of a security check on the website. Because there's a way that you can go and you can do like security checks, right? And you can see about the security of like the website and everything. So I had gone and I had done a little bit of one, and the results basically told me that Onpassive, although it didn't have any like direct hacks or any of that going on right now, and they've gotten rid of their malware, they're still not using a firewall and they are open to hacks. And I was like, yeah, that's not good. We don't want that. And then I was like, you know what? The OES, right, affiliate agreement mentioned in it, and lately Ash has been mentioning that there is no refund. So I decided to go and check out to see if that displayed in the disclaimer. So if you guys remember what the disclaimer used to say, let me just kind of update you, because I find this very, very interesting. Actually, hold on. First, let's just quickly go to the refund policy. So it says, founders, customers, member shall be eligible for a refund if they do not infringe the terms of use after his or her successful registration. If a founder, customer, member is found guilty for violating the terms of use, Onpassive will scrutinize the fact case and post-completion of the compliance part. If the member is adhering to the norms as stated by Onpassive, then only the refund will be processed. I know, that makes hardly any sense. I know. Founder, customer, member who wish to apply for refund shall contact to our customer support through their authorized email address. Only active founder customer shall be entitled to request and eligible to receive a full refund within the 30 spelled out, days from the date of the registration of the account for which a refund is being requested. Once the refund process is initiated, the founder customer member shall not be a part of Onpassive, and his or her ownership will be forfeited with immediate effect. The mode of refund will totally depend upon the founder customer member details which has been provided to us at the time of registration. Henceforth, we will process the refund through only the original transaction mode, which is available with us in our database. No other accounts, cards, wallet, or other electronic transactions details of the founder shall be entertained. I know, it's awful grammar. But remember, they got their lawyer to look over all of this. They promise. But lately they've been saying that, refunds are not a thing. So in order for them to make refunds no longer a thing, they would then have to change this refund policy. Not only that, but I was like, it used to also say stuff in the disclaimer. The disclaimer of this thing, of course, makes me laugh pretty hard. Disclaimer. Enter hashtag the future of internet. It says, Onpassive believes in real business with real products involving real employees. We are an AI technology company that builds fully autonomous SaaS products using the latest AI software technologies for our global customer base. The customers don't exist here, who aim to accelerate innovation and transform their businesses from strategy to design, implementing, and managing, get their subscription at our software products through the SaaS business model. Onpassive does not believe in, encourage, or endorse a so-called get-rich-quick model. Yeah, don't we know that? We are not an MLM, multi-level marketing company. We are not into chain marketing. Onpassive is not an investment platform. Neither we are into stocks, investment instruments, nor do we guarantee or promise any secured income or returns at any level. Well, you do, though. 100% commission on the first sale, right? And then 25% after that. Any sort of derogatory statements against our company is strictly forbidden. I mean, you can say that all you want, but too bad, fuck you. Publishing videos or content in online social mediums without substantial proof would be considered as an attempt of criminal defamation. I'm waiting. The company reserves the absolute right to take legal action against the perpetrators and their miscreants. You'll get a Dear There letter. Careful. Outfounders are the early adopters and future customers, buyers, potential resellers of Onpassive software products. However, the model is yet to be defined as it depends upon the scale and reach of our envisioned products. And I'm like, how can you have this going, right? But then also have the refund policy and what it says, and then also have the terms of service and the affiliate program and what that says. It all contradicts. All of it contradicts. And then you say the model is yet to be defined as it depends upon the scale and reach of our envisioned products, but it is defined now. So this should be updated. And then it says, if you are misled by an individual to join the O-Founder community, or if someone has ever promised or is promising you some sort of guaranteed returns, please do report at support@onpassive.com. We would be happy to refund your money through our O-Founder support system after appropriate validation and verification. And then I'm like, so then they are offering a refund policy. Then, so the good news is, according to all their paperwork, they're still offering a refund policy. So if you do want to get your money back, you might still be able to get your money back. Don't listen to them. I just wanted to share that. I found it very interesting. And they need to update all of their documents if they're going to have this new affiliate agreement that we just read through as well. You know? Red would love to put this in his weekend review. Not a single word of this is true. No. Ash would probably run another MLM from jail. Probably, actually. Right? They'll refund you in O-Coin. Yeah, well, technically, you have the right to say, no, actually, according to your policy, your refund policy, I didn't pay for this in O-Coin, and therefore, paying me it in O-Coin is actually breaking the refund policy. Because if you go to the refund policy, it literally states, this one right here, and it says that they will give you your refund back in the way that you paid it. No other accounts, cards, wallet, or other electronic transaction details of the founder shall be entertained. Therefore, technically, even the $97 that they got back paid back to them in O-Coin goes against their own policy here. Because unless they paid that $97 in O-Coin, why are they getting refunded in O-Coin? You're breaking your own refund policy when you do that. So, you would still technically, based on their own policy, you could demand to get that money paid to you. Instead, they take the money out of your O-Wallet and they give it back to you in USD, however you paid for it. On your debit card, credit card, etc., whatever you use. Technically, going by their own policies, they still owe you that money back. and it hasn't been a refund. And I just find that very interesting. This is why they should come and breathe through and make sure that all of them go together. And this is why I also think it's a lie that Ash has lawyers that look over everything. Because there's no way that all of these documents would be existing how they do, all saying different things in them, if they had a lawyer actually like paying attention and going through all of them. But that's their policy words, you see? That's their refund policy. It's their disclaimer. It was in their affiliate program as well that you had to sign. So based on those 3 policies, technically that wasn't a refund, getting back that 97 in O coin, and it was given wrong. Like he went against his own policy to return that in O coin, and technically you still can get a refund. Because he keeps saying, oh, we've turned the refunds off. You can't get a refund now, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, according to your website and all your policies, you can. And in a court of law, it will be what is in writing that matters, not what did he say on a webinar 3 weeks ago at 10 p.m. Eastern. You know what I mean? They'll be like, yeah, no, we don't care what you said. It's what's in your actual policies in writing that matters. Which, again, is just why he should be more careful in writing them. He's kind of shot himself in the foot again with that. I just found it interesting. I just kind of picked up on it right before I went live. And I also wanted to show you all how ugly that website is. Because he goes on about it like it's the best thing they've ever made. And I find it, like, it hurts my eyes. Okay, it hurts my eyes. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys for today, and I'm probably not going to be able to go live over the weekend. I got some plans for tomorrow and whatnot. They're having like this big snow day thing in the park for the kids that we're going to. So I'm going to be busy all day tomorrow. But Monday, I am going to be streaming about Onpassive, and what we're going to do that day is we're going to take a little look at what happened to Chris, at how it was handled. I have a feeling there was a lot of faith manipulation used with this, the whole thing that happened with Chris, and I would just kind of like to go through it a little bit. And then, like I said, we're also going to be looking at the PNG question and answers as soon as we're done with that. So stay tuned. I'll be setting those up over the weekend, and yeah, we're gonna have a fun time. I'm glad you found it interesting, Jelly Snack. Sometimes I think, maybe I'm the only one that finds it interesting. Like, is it just me? Am I the only one that's like, aha, we caught you? So, have a wonderful, fabulous, fabulous, fabulous rest of your day, and a wonderful, fabulous, fabulous, fabulous weekend. Maybe take a little break, do some self-care, Keep reminding you guys over the weekend, take some time away from Onpassive. Because you can get burned out covering it and paying attention to all of it just as much as you can doing it. So do be careful of that. Make sure you practice your self-care. I love all of you. And I'll see you all very, very soon with another one. Again, Eli Rogalato deep dive. It's over an hour long. I put a lot of work into it. Please go and check it out. I'd really appreciate it if you guys would help me pump that out, share it out, whatever you guys can do to help me get that one viewed. It's an important one to me. I haven't seen someone use faith manipulation quite as badly as that man in a very, very, very long time. So please do me a solid and help me get that one out. I love you all, and just like always, here's your favorite song.